And now, without further ado, I have the distinguished honor and privilege of presenting to you the Queen of Color, the Mother of Artists, globally acclaimed, award-winning master acrylic artist, and the star of our show, Ginger Cook, as she once again mesmerizes her audience with the daring do's and don'ts of painting with acrylic. Ginger.
Hey, are we on?
I think so.
That was quick.
I'm pretty darn sure.
I felt like it just was happening and then it wasn't.
Well, my computer behind me was playing it.
Oh.
That you were hearing the
well,
tail
hey
end
everybody.
of it.
Hi. Then I'm just...
Oh, hey, sorry. Is anybody out
allow
there?
me to wake up here. Snooze, snore, stop.
Let's pay attention to what's going on here, Miss Ginger.
Okay, you guys, this is, we're going to have a fun time tonight. I hope everybody's in for a fun evening.
Pumpkins.
We're going to do some pumpkins. We're going to talk about shading. Just, you know, this is the time of year you might be painting pumpkins, you know.
As opposed to, say
watermelon.
Absolutely. I was thinking of grapefruits.
Well, you could be doing grapefruits. We used to eat grapefruits all winter.
Oh, you do? I don't.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but my mother used to put salt on her grapefruit. I always liked sugar, but she put salt on her grapefruit before she ate it.
Karen did that to watermelon.
Wow, Cinnamon puts vinegar on French fries, but I guess that's an English thing.
Cheerio and all that.
Yeah, so anyway, we want to welcome everybody. If you're new to our channel, we do some sort of fun acrylic teaching. Last night we had a really good time, which we always do, but we did something kind of different. We gave away a little sketch, just a little demo sketch. Oh, and it happened really fast.
Would you like to... Because I varnished it. It's getting ready to go out to...
we had to varnish it. It's ready to go out to Karen and where'd she live? Kathleen, yeah.
In Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas. So here's that. Fort Worth is by Dallas, in case anyone's not. This is just some little thing we put together last night.
No, you did it.
Which I put together last night, and this is, are we down on the...
Oh, no, we're not.
So I can hold it up like this.
Yes, you can.
Like that. This is a cute little thing. We're going to be doing a couple of those things tonight, maybe one or two, I don't know. Just to kind of, throughout the evening, you know, we're going to have these fun little ideas. We haven't quite figured out what we're going to do, so...
No, and you're going to hold your tongue until I'll announce how I want to do it after I figure out how I'm going to do it.
Oh, there you go. But know that somebody's going to get something free tonight.
Yeah,
fun to know.
Somebody's going to get it. It may be just free advice, but you're going to get it.
You're going to get it. So, if you'll notice, John, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to our channel and you just... fell upon us, we would like to invite you to subscribe now, please, you know.
Yeah, we'll wait.
And in the meantime, John, if you'd be so kind as to bring the screen down on the...
Bringing the screen down, boss.
Bringing the screen down. Last night we painted...
oh, there I am.
This is, if you missed this painting, last night we painted this, and I really showed you how to paint snow sort of piled up on trees. This kind of wet, heavy snow that's piled up on these kind of pine trees in the alpine. It's a super easy painting to do. I know it looks a little tricky, but it is not. So if you didn't have a chat, with the genesis of showing you this tree, and then we showed you how not to do it. Right? This was how not to do it, and this is how to do it. See? So that's what tonight. I thought it would be fun to just on some salt canvases. We're going to work on pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Hey, we have a question already right off the bat. I'm looking for a good quality, inexpensive canvas. What do you suggest?
Well, I think your problem is the good quality and inexpensive is your oxymoron there, you know, because it's really either getting expensive, you know, good quality, or you get inexpensive, crummy, right? But that being said, one of my favorite things that we use here are these little Paramount sheets of canvas. This is real canvas in a tablet. You can also buy linen in the tablet. It's pretty inexpensive when you're learning how to paint small things. In fact, on our website, a lot of our lessons are done on this small size, and we do that because when you're learning how to do stuff, okay, you don't need a lot. You don't need it huge to get the idea. You know, everybody says, "Well, I just need to save money on paint." Well, paint smaller till you understand what you're painting. Then do something bigger. Don't start out, because you're going to be painting over and painting over and painting over forever. And you know, because acrylics will let you do that. And it's better to just do a series of small things and kind of get the idea. But that being said, we get a lot of our canvas. We wait till it goes on sale. That's always my favorite thing, what's on sale. Really watch the sales. And and if you live in the United States, Michael's usually has some pretty good sales. The canvas isn't all that great, but it's good enough. You know, how's that? It's good enough. And, you know, you can buy a lot of what, and this is a good question, we'll talk about that. A lot of times canvas, you're paying for a couple of things. You're paying for the thread count and the tightness of the weave in the canvas, okay, just like you would, say, bedroom sheets. If you buy some, you know, some bed sheets from, say, J.C. Penney's, or well, not Penney's, because sometimes they have pretty good ones. Let's just say a Walmart, right? Or you send away from some fancy, you know, 2,000 Egyptian cotton sheets. You guys know this, particularly the women in this group probably know that there's a big difference between those. I mean, there's, you know, in my budget, you know, $100 is a lot of money for a set of sheets. A lot of people will spend, you know, $600-700 on a set of sheets. Okay, so, I mean, it just depends. So that being said, the other thing you're paying for, okay, and I'll show you this. This is just an inexpensive canvas. It's probably one I got at Jerry's. See these Pumpkin Patch Kids? This is one of the lessons that we have on our website, which is the Genesis, gingercooklive.gallery, which is the genesis of why you want to learn how to paint pumpkins. Now, I want to show you the back of this canvas, all right? See, it's got what we call a wooden stretcher bar, okay? And it's stapled on the back. Now, how straight and unwarped these, and how accurate the size of the canvas also makes a difference. If you're buying a very thin arrow edge like this in a canvas, you want to take a tape measure with you when you go to the, it's a good question, really good question. You want to take a tape measure when you go with you to the art store, because believe it or not, it could say 16 by 20 or it's, you know, 16 by 12. And it might be 1/4 of an inch off. Well, why does that matter? Well, it matters a big deal if you're trying to stuff it into a ready-made frame and it just doesn't go, you know, like Cinderella's stepsisters in the shoe. It just won't go. That makes a big difference, and it makes you really hopping bad. And the other thing that can happen, you know, so that's the other thing. And the other thing that can happen is sometimes the canvas can warp. In other words, it's not straight anymore. It starts to curve in. And I have seen it. Here's an example. For instance, I'll show you the small one. These are one of the little Christmas canvases that we have. This is our European Christmas village. We have 7 in the set. And now you'll notice that, look, this is a double, see the double wood in here? The outside and the other. That's almost overkill for the size of this little canvas. I mean, it just is. I can see on a big one that would really help. But that's really good wood. But I have seen some canvases where, and these range in price too. Someone asked me the other day when you got these. I think we bought these from Jerry's, didn't we, John?
Yes.
We bought these from Jerry's. We've seen them range anywhere in price, about $3 to $4 difference in canvases just this size. And again, you got to figure what you're going to do with it. These are kind of meant to stand on their own. We almost have to weight the back of them, put a little weight right there to get them to stand if they want to chip. Well, there it is, it's standing now. But sometimes I've seen this, and one of my students had a big one about, like, I don't know, it was like about 20 by 10 or something, and it started to sway as she painted it. This whole part of the wood just was starting to sway. Well, gosh, you know, even if the store gives you the money back, so what? How many hours did you have on this thing? And can you take the canvas and take some pliers and some patience and maybe a table knife and remove the staples and then restaple it on another set of stretcher bars? Sure. Who wants to do that? You can't. A gallery wrap you can probably restretch. So those are some answers to your questions. One thing we always do is we like to sand our canvases before we start, and that kind of makes up for the fact that they're, you know, maybe the surface isn't so good. Remember, rough canvases will wear your brushes out. Where you want to spend your money is on the brushes, and I'll put a big plug in for my daughter, the Art Sherpa. She came up with, between her and the Silver Brush Company, they came up, you guys, with some fantastic brushes. And I'm telling you what, that varnish brush is to die for. Oh my God.
No. Let's get this. Can you say that one more time, please?
The varnish brush is to die for.
And why did I have you say that again? Because when it was first announced, it's like an $18 brush. You go, oh, that's silly. Nobody's going to pay $18 for a brush.
I did, because people always ask me, what do you use for a varnish brush? A very soft, cheap one. Because it's hard to get the varnish out. But not only does the varnish come out of this, actually, but this is the nicest brush I've ever seen to varnish on. So, you know, that's where you want to spend your money on. Do you have a picture of that? Do you have one of those brushes, John? I'll show people. It's just, you know, if you want these kind of, you know, if you want to save some money, my favorite place to buy brushes is thebrushguys.com. And if you use my name, Ginger Cook, all one word, you can even go to the Art Church for Teachers page, and when you check out, just put my name in the code, and you get 5% off, or you can go to my teacher page. I don't have this on my teacher's page. It's still on Cinnamon's, but this is a very beautiful.
You need to slide over
that way, yeah. Just kind of, this is a very, very beautiful varnish brush, and it's just very, it doesn't leave marks. And then I've got a really awesome YouTube video on how to do varnish. And what I want you to do is look at it, because you can ruin a brush, a painting. It doesn't matter what you spend on the canvas or the paint or whatever. The fastest way to ruin a painting is to varnish it incorrectly. And we're not going to get into that tonight. And it's easy to do, and the directions are not on the bottle. So there you go.
Hey, we'd like to thank Deb for the donation from, I'm thinking down under, so DNZ. Thanks for all your great work.
Thank you, thank you. That's just so nice.
Somebody asked, how do you frame these little 6x8s?
Oh, we have one. I've got the best video on YouTube on how to frame those.
It's the most entertaining on how to frame.
It's really funny. It's really kind of how not to do it. You know, how to be inept with tools and frame something. You know, but it's hysterically funny. I mean, even I laughed when I saw it. I couldn't believe how badly it didn't go on.
I was still up in Michigan when she did it. It was driving me nuts. I was watching this. I go, back there, the switch, turn it, die.
I was trying to figure out. I bought a brand new, staple gun to frame this thing, and I couldn't figure out how to load it. And I had the directions, and everybody, you can see it when I do this video. You can see it. I've got the directions sitting in front of me, and I'm reading them out loud to you. And I still can't figure out how to get the stupid brads and the staple gun, and I'm looking at the diagram, and I'm looking at the staple gun, and it's just not matching up in my mind. Have you ever had that happen?
No.
It's just, just apparently not. But I think it's important that, somebody, look, have you ever seen Martha Stewart? Bless her little heart. She just gets on there, and everything works so perfect on her show. She has this little tool and that little thing, and she just puts it all together, and everyone goes, oh man, I should be like that. When you look at me, you're going, yeah, that's me. Ginger couldn't do it either. Yay. And then, but I did get it. To answer your question, it's a really cute. It's how to frame anything really, and
it was very good.
And I used one of the small paintings, and Jerry sells the frames for these. Okay.
Since they make the paper for it, or the
because they make these, so they sell the frames for them, and it's very nice. It's very cute too. Really cute.
We have a question here. V Porter's asking, Ginger, I bought the varnish brush from Cinnamon. I used it and cleaned it with the Masters cleaners. Is that what I use?
Yeah, the Masters cleaner. Yeah,
okay.
Masters brush cleaner.
And now it's stiff. What did I do wrong? I'm thinking you didn't get all the soap back out of it.
Yeah, you got to make sure you really got the soap out of it, and really.
So I would just go back in. No, wait. Let me show you this. Since we're doing a moment of
yeah, well, this is kind of one of those shows. We're going to take some time to show you how to paint stuff. I'm going to put some paint out when John's showing you what we clean it with. But yeah, that's what you do.
I use this.
Oh yeah. Do we have a link to these on our website? Oh.
Where am I?
Here. This is John.
So you take this, like this, and you have water running over it, and you can go like this, and like this, and like this. And if you do it real gently to start with, it'll just really squeeze out all of that varnish in your soap. Just like that.
Oh, good job. And now, where did we find this? Okay, so
Amazon.
Look, Amazon. Look at this little thing. Can you see this little thing right here? This kind of sticks up above your sink so it doesn't clog it. This is for cleaning makeup brushes. And this certainly is as soft as a makeup brush. This is really soft, this one. Okay, so we use this for our brushes. John does most of our brush cleaning. Oh, do you love this? Hello.
Well, we know that the show has started. We have paint on the hand. And what do you use to clean that off with? Well,
we're going to start with the paper towel. Where's my tub of towels?
Aren't they right there next to you?
I guess so. Yeah. Where are they? Yeah, here. All right, this is like show and tell night, isn't it? Show and tell night, which, honestly, they should pay us to tell you these things. But, I'm one of these people, if I find something really good, like, for instance, do any of you guys ever cruise? Did any of you guys ever cruise? Did any of you ever cruise like Royal Caribbean or Carnival? Right? If you do, someday we're going to tell you a secret about how to get extra $250 off or onboard credit on your cabin. Some really phenomenally easy, cheap way to do that. All right, there's my tub of towels, and these are the best acrylic cleaners ever. This is and they make different kinds, and so this is the one that's the heavy duty ones, and there's and they don't. I've had over the years, God, I've had all kinds of cleaners, and the thing that really you know, I can't either stand the smell or leave my hands sticky, or, you know, you're practically passing out from whatever they put on them. These are the best hand cleaner things I've ever used in my entire life. And if I've got any paint up, even just wherever.
Right here.
Like right here. Yeah, thanks, John. So,
and all the way around.
All the way around. Well, yeah, look at that.
You shouldn't have put out your paint yet.
I shouldn't have put out my paint yet. Well, that's what I did, though.
Move it.
Okay, so I did. I put out my paint. This is life, right? You guys, I put out the paint. Well, this is what happens to me. I love these women on TV that are painting, you know, the ones that they're go to church clothes almost, you know. And you're going, what universe do you people live in, right? Didn't your mother used to make you change out of your good school clothes and out of your good school socks when you went out to play? I mean, well, learn to get in your play clothes. These are the Paramount canvases. This is the linen, and the other's called Centurion 6x8, and there comes 10 tablets, 10 sheets to a tablet, and they're under $6, so they were really inexpensive. And
we get them when they're on sale. We buy them by the case.
We buy them by the case when they're on sale, and they're really absolutely wonderful practice ones. Absolutely the best. You want to try those. You get those at Jerry's Artorama. You want to get one of these nifty things. Yeah, there's just no end to the wonderful things you want to get. So it's just, I mean, life's fun. It's all about all about shopping.
It's all about shopping. Painting and shopping. That's all you need to do in life. Paint and shop.
Paint and shop, right? And just, yeah, like...
Is there any reason my gesso seems thick?
Well, gesso isn't supposed to be runny like cream, but it's not, on the other hand, it's not supposed to be thick like whipped butter either. How's that? Is that a good example? It should be kind of the consistency of heavy cream, but not milk. And some of the worst gesso I've ever bought, I mean, there are brands of, let me just tell you, there are more brands of crummy gesso than there are brands of good ones. So without trashing everybody so I don't get sued, I can say it in my opinion all day long. Let me tell you the one gesso brand I like. I like Liquitex gesso. There, I said it. I don't know. Liquitex.
You said that out loud?
Liquitex. I like Liquitex gesso. They make a very good quality gesso. Maybe some other people, they're not paying me to say that either. Some other people that make a gesso, I certainly have run across a lot of them that make crummy gesso. And most of the time, I'm telling you what, I can have a tub of gesso in my house. 20 years from now, it'd still be there. Because, I mean, when do you use gesso really? All my canvas comes pre-gessoed, so I don't never screw around with gesso. And I don't gesso over a canvas. Supposing I want to paint over something that I don't like. Let's just take this, for instance. We did this last night. That was our great example. If I wanted to paint over this, I wouldn't gesso it. I'd just turn it upside down and keep painting. It's acrylic paint. You know,
these 6x8s are already pre-gessoed.
Yeah, they're pre-gessoed. You don't do anything.
They're ready to go.
They're ready to go, and the linen one is really nice. Now, here's the thing. If you're selling paintings, let's just keep putting our paint out while we're talking. If you're selling paintings, all right, now if you're in a gallery and you're selling, and you know, it's a competitive world, friends. Let's face it. It's a competitive world. Why should two people have painted some lovely paintings, and of course, if you've done any of our videos on YouTube, we want you to sell your paintings and make lots of money. And we're happy for you to do that. Go up to Etsy or wherever and frame, frame your pictures and sell them. Now, here's the thing. Why should somebody buy your wonderful painting as opposed to somebody else's? So one of the edges you can do is that wonderful thing you can do is that you can buy linen. And it says, it's very snotty to say acrylic on linen. It just sounds so much nicer, doesn't it, than acrylic on canvas, stretch canvas, acrylic on linen. There's just something.
It does. It's kind of like when you have, now you said that some professionals will put a little touch of oil on their acrylic paint.
Oh yeah, just maybe even a few oil painting pens and then say acrylic and oil on canvas. I mean, they like 1% oil or something. I mean, that's how crazy it is, right? So, and then a lot of times they'll just lie about it. Oh my gosh, I'm amazed at how many acrylic artists will tell people it's oil. No, the average person wouldn't have any idea whether it's oil or once it's dry. They don't know. And they'll just say, oh no, this is oil, and people don't know. Because the perceived value is, here's how the value goes, you guys. You're going, oh yeah, how does the value go? How does that work, Ginger? Well, here's how this works, in case you want to know, as we're putting out paint. A little burnt umber over here. Is that watercolors, for the most part, you got a 16 by 20 watercolor and a 16 by 20 oil or acrylic. The watercolor will not command the money that an oil or acrylic will.
Which doesn't make sense. It's harder to do watercolor.
Sometimes it is, but that's the way it goes. That consider a paper they won't get. And also, you can't do, because watercolor comes in sheets, generally speaking, you can only get so big a size. You can't, like the painting behind me, you obviously couldn't do that in watercolor, okay? Just would be impossible, or next to impossible. I mean, possible, but unlikely. How's that? And so then you've got, and so then you're talking about oil and acrylic. And generally speaking, oil paintings it's gotten better, but for the longest times, but when I started with acrylics in the 60s, and people just perceived them as worth far less than oil paintings. Now I think that's totally changed, because probably about 90% of the professional artists I know use acrylics, and if they throw a little oil on top of it, they did 90% of it with acrylics, trust me, or all of it, and then just lied about it. But anyway, so that's the thing about that. So then, as an acrylic artist, you can always throw in the word linen and professional acrylic paint on something like that. Make it sound a little grander. Remember, everything's marketing, you guys. I mean, why should people buy your stuff as opposed to somebody else's? That is the whole deal. Yeah, question, yeah. Mm.
If you matte a painting behind glass, do you still have to varnish it?
Well, no, but no, and generally speaking, you don't, for instance, sometimes you could put these little ones behind glass. You don't really want the glass.
Oh, we've already lost the buffering tonight. We're out.
Perfect.
We'll be back after these important messages.
And if you get a chance, if you would get my chalkboard out of the other room.
Oh man!
Just takes a second after you get us up.
I think we're back.
We're back? Okay.
Yep.
So where were we before we got back?
The glass. Do we
yeah, see, you don't want glass to touch the painting. Well, you wouldn't want to touch it. You really won't want glass to touch the painting. But I prefer, this is, every painting is done with this. This is what we use. And I'm telling you, this whirl, I use well, this is not matte. Where's my varnish? I use gloss, medium, and varnish on all my paintings. And then if I'm going to have a matte finish, I'll put that on top of over it's dry. This, what it does is it protects a film layer on it. Yeah. And then if I don't want it to, and then if I don't want a gloss finish on it, then I will then add the matte on top of that. Here's the matte varnish on top of the gloss after the gloss is dried. That is the correct procedure, how to do that. Okay. So yeah. So even if you were going to put it behind glass, but you do not want the painting to touch the glass. All right.
I was going to erase the bird, but you really need to show that bird. That is so cool.
All right, now what we've got here is a bird. I was going to show you something on my chalkboard. This is the painting we're going to be doing next week, and which is we're going to be releasing this next Monday, I think. And this is a really cool painting. You can do it. There's a little palette knife involved in this and everything. This will be on YouTube, and you can see these cranes. And this is the example of how I show you how to draw the crane, right?
Now you can erase it.
I'm not going to erase it. Now you know what that's about, okay? That's next week. And then speaking of frames, next week also, Tuesday, the following, we're going to be doing this oval painting. And it's, and again, this is a little oval canvas that we got like this. And I bought the frame. And somebody wrote me today and said, well, where did you get that? And I hate to tell you this, you guys, but I'm a bit of an art hoarder. Should I admit that? Well, when it comes to art supplies, everything else I'm in, when in doubt, throw it out. But, art supplies I tend to hang on to. And I bought these oval frames and stuff at Jerry's, years ago, and I'm looking for a way to, do something with them. Last year on our website, we had this painting, which we did, and it's still there, of course. This is a painting that we did on our website on deer on oval, though you could certainly do any of these square. But if you're looking for the oval frames, if you're looking for an oval canvas, make sure you find the frame at the same time. You check Dick Blick or check Jerry's, check Texas Art Supply, another place you might want to check it to see if you can find those. And, that kind of frame. But you want to get it at the same time because they're very hard to frame. But they're pretty, and I just think it's kind of a neat look. All right, so what we're going to do here is erase this, and we're going to talk about pumpkins for a minute. But the colors we're using are titanium white, mixing white, yellow oxide, cad yellow medium, jazzanine purple.
Oh, we have a new title for this lesson.
We do?
Helpful Hints and Incidental Pumpkin Paintings.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like it.
Incidental pumpkins.
Incidental pumpkins, yeah. Yeah, what a good title, John.
Well, that wasn't from me. That has to be from Judy Guitar.
Oh, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Judy's a good friend. She wrote me a neat song, too. I wish I should play it on everything. I love Judy's song. She wrote me a beautiful song. Awesome song. No one ever write me.
I had to put that to the exit.
Oh, yeah. Judy, you don't mind. We want to put your...
Judy, we'd like to put that song you did to the claymation as we sign off.
Yeah, let's do that, you guys.
We have to ask permission. We're asking Judy, can we do that?
Hey, Judy, can we do that?
Just going to take your voice over and put it with that claymation at the end.
Judy will be singing at the end of us. It's just really, we love it. It's a great song.
How do you keep the painting from touching the glass when it is framed? I really personally would not put a painting
it's the way that there's an indentation. You buy these, ready-made. There's a float on it, so you're just the ready-made frames. They have a float, and they're stuck on. Something like this. You put it. The back of these all come with a really nice, heavy, thick piece of cardboard, or you can do some foam core and you glue it on. Glue it on the foam core, okay, and that's how you do it. So we're talking about pumpkins now. So all right. So I want to just
giving us permission.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Judy, because I think that's going to be just cool as can be.
Thank you, Lynn, for the donation. We appreciate that.
Oh, man, that's so nice. And for those of you who are new to this thing and don't know how that donation works, this is so cool because only in the live shows you can do it. And it's if you have a burning question or you just want to vote with $1 or $2, we appreciate it. And you can only on the live shows can you do that. And how do they do that, John?
There's a little $sign down there called Super Chat, right where you would say, where it says say something in your little chat box, except for Apple devices.
Yeah, if you're an Apple device, good luck with that.
We also accept donations on our website, gingercooklive.gallery.
Where all the money goes to our scholarship foundation. Okay, so if you think about this is a circle, right, you guys, right? Everybody's agreed that's a circle?
It looks like a circle to me.
Okay, that's a circle. Now, pumpkins generally, sometimes they're a circle, but mostly they have a tendency, the wonderful things about pumpkins is that they're more almost pepper-shaped. Sometimes that they're rounder, it depends, it could be apple-shaped. So then how do you distinguish between an apple and a pear and, a pumpkin? Is one of the ways you can do it is the fact that they have these, what would you call these sections, the kind of dents in the pumpkin. Now already it's starting to look like a pumpkin. And then they're a little flatter on top, okay? And then they've got a little stemmy thing that comes out. And already you're saying that's a pumpkin as opposed to this is a circle, okay?
That looks like an orange.
Well, it could be an orange. So basically then, so you're going for you're going for, if you have a group of pumpkins like we did in this one painting, here, come here, if you have, like different pumpkins, this one's pretty round, but this one's kind of looked like something squished it, this one's more tall and skinny. It depends. Oh, I just bumped your picture, sorry. Sorry.
You're driving me nuts tonight.
I know, it's so fun. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. So then how do you, here's my pumpkin, and pumpkins are usually flat on the bottom where they're sitting on the dirt too, you know what I mean? So what you want to do, so you don't want to do this. Do you see that? You don't want to do that because that wouldn't be it. That would look more like a soccer ball or something, okay? So you've got to remember, here's the center of the thing, like a belly button. Aha, that's a good one, like a belly button. So all these little striations Is that a good word? Striations are coming when they're curving this way, and then in the middle they're kind of doing this, and then they come this way and that way, okay? So it makes total sense, doesn't it, when I should explain that? Sometimes just understanding, now look here. Now suddenly, now what are we talking about? Okay, so you've got to have a light source like this. Here's our sun. This is what we used to do when we were in kindergarten. Here's our sun. Okay, here's a light source shining on here. So if the light's shining here, then the bottom part of the pumpkin down in here is going to be darker, and this side's going to be darker, right, than this side. Does that make sense? So as you start to shade the pumpkin in, and you want a lighter side here, this is our lightest side, so then we've gotten, and just showing you with our chalk here, just want you to think about the light source. Sometimes when I see paintings come back, because I do a lot of personal art coaching, and even though, and I stay awake at nights thinking about how I'm going to explain this to people, you know, the way that you really hear me, you know, because words don't teach. Words never teach. It's just, you have to do it, but it helps if you have it in your mind. So here's my light coming here where it's hitting the pumpkin like that. And if my stem's going this way, then this is the lighter part of my stem. Here's the darker part of my stem. Make sense? So you've got to think about that. And then oftentimes, because of these striations, they catch some light, okay? So remember, light's coming this way, so this is the, I don't have dark enough chalk here, so I'm going to change colors. You just got to appreciate that. I've limited chalk. I should buy myself a whole set of chalk or something. I could do this better. But so these are usually darker on the inside, and the highlights, right? But then as we change directions, we're going this way, then the striations, the shadows on the inside. Does that make sense? So when you're doing the striation thingies here, these sections, the light's catching the top part of this one and then the top part of this one on this side. Okay? Something like that. I don't know if that's helpful. So that's what you want to, kind of some of the things, everything you wanted to know about pumpkins and were afraid to ask. Yes. So you're going, oh gosh, Ginger, really? Seriously? So we got a couple of pumpkins here. We're going to do a couple of these, and I'm going to give these away tonight. Whatever I create tonight, we're going to. So one of you guys is, I'll mail one to you. I don't care where you live in the world. If you win the contest and you send me in, I'll make sure you do it. And somebody in our live audience is going to win this tonight. Maybe another time.
We don't know how we're going to do that yet.
We don't know how. John's trying to figure out how to do it, make it easy for you, right? Because you're on to me now, so you're all getting ready to do something. You're just, you're on to us now. So let's start with Let's just start with this this pumpkin right here. Let's just start with I like this one. Here's just a purple background, and now, all right. So let's just draw it out first. We know that this is going to be our dirt. You got to have somewhere for the pumpkin to sit, okay? And I'm going to say that I want my pumpkin to be about 4 fingers tall, and I want it to start here. So I'm going to say that's the top of it, like that, right? And remember, it's going to be a little bit more narrower at the top. And I'm just going to bring my oval around like this, square it off at the bottom, like that. And it doesn't have to be too perfect, because the more crummy they are, the better in a way. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to say, there's my stem. And at this point, that's all I'm going to draw. All right, that's all I'm going to draw on there is this, just like that. And then I'm going to take a little 1/2 inch brush. And, well, this isn't 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch angle brush, which one are my favorites, all right? And because I've done this over something dark and I want it yellow, so I'm just going to take some white paint, and I'm just going to paint out the pumpkin part that I want white. Because if you want your pumpkin to be nice and bright, it's going to paint better over white. Yellow and yellow and orange paint much better over white. So we're going to do that. We're going to paint that. We're going to paint that white. Notice that I'm not going across like this. I am following the curve, almost like grooves in a record, if some of you still remember what records were, okay? And, if you go over your lines a little bit, that's okay. So here's the top of this, and here's my pumpkin right here. And then I'm going to kind of square it off at the bottom, like that. All right, so there he is. And I mean, this isn't tricky. It's just important to know how to do it. So let's see, I think I've lost my... all right, so now I want some sort of little beige ground here. So I'm going to take some orange, or yellow and cad red medium, and a little tiny bit of purple, And I'm going to make a little kind of, brown color like that, kind of a rusty brown color. And I'm going to go sideways with this, kind of under my pumpkin, like that. And I'm just going to, using the brush flat, I'm not using the brush on its angle, holding it kind of flat. I'm almost scribbling over our pumpkin like this. Okay, like that. You just do this so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And I might even put a little mixing white with it and lighten this up as we go out a little bit like this, and just say that here's our foreground, and that's this, what we're sitting on, like that, okay? And, the purple's okay. I could do something a little better. And this one, I just had a little vignette, right? So, maybe we'll do something a little, should we do something creepy? Oh, let's do creepy. Let's take a little bit of, we're going to get a little bit creepier. Want to do that? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to come back up in here like this, and I'm going to give a setting to this little pumpkin here. You're going to get some sort of little original, someone's going to win some sort of a little original painting here. Didn't mean to have that light on there, but that's what we call a happy accident. We're going to put some trees back here, some sort of creepy forest back in the sky here like that. We're going to say there's some trees. Ooh, that's cool, right? And then let's make a tangle of little branches coming up this way. Ooh, like that. All right, now let's take some more purple. Let's come under our pumpkin like, well, how did we get yellow in there? What is going on here? I got to watch what I'm doing here. All right, let's take a little purple now, and I'm just going to come under here, and I'm going to make a little shadow. Well, let's see. I've kind of got the light kind of coming, actually kind of in this direction. I've got my shadow in the wrong place, too, for that. Well, no, I'm saying the light's kind of coming. I think I'm saying the light's kind of coming this way. All right. So anyway, this is my little shadow here like this. And then remember what we said about shadows. We've said this before. This is key here, you guys, as you're making shadows. Remember that your shadows, they get more diffused as they expand out. So they're darker. The darkest place of your shadow is right under the object it's shading. I don't care if it's a vase or whatever we're talking about, right? So we're just saying like that. Okay, so then I'm going to take a little bit of this orange here, make some sort of, I want to just, all right, I know this is sort of I want this a little oranger. Let's take some magenta. That makes a good orange, and a little purple. Okay, I want to be able to see my trees a little more here, because we're going to make some sort of dark, creepy woods. And kind of fork this off like that. Just the whole idea that you're doing this is for practice, right? This is just a practice thing. If you want to send out a little Halloween something, you could send out a little Halloween card. That would be fun. And maybe we'll take some mixing white now, and we're going to come up here like this, and I'm going to just suggest cobwebs in my trees. Probably should do a light source on the trees. Let's do that too, before I get too carried away. All right, we said the light's kind of coming from this way. We're going to, I don't know where the light is exactly, but we're going to say that there's some light this way. And like that. And then we'll make some branches. So any questions, John, while we're talking about this? We're creating
what was the name of the varnish brush again?
This varnish brush is an art stripper brush, and it's called the Silver number one inch Ultimate Varnish Brush, 23035. That's what it's called, Silver Ultimate Varnish Brush. This is one of the Art Sherpa brushes that she recommends. And, they're really good, too, okay? Just really, really good. Let's just get some, ooh, you like the little branches that are coming this way? You ever done that? Just had the tree branches kind of coming down towards you, like that. So, I'm trying to think, when we were a kid, we all went trick-or-treating. This was our thing. We went trick-or-treating, and in those days, you could get some really good stuff. We took pillowcases with us, filled up pillowcases, literally full of candy. I remember this. And people were really good about it, too, Let's just make these trees a little bit darker. Okay, so we can kind of see it. There you go. Okay, there's our pumpkin tree. Now, oh, I know what I want to do too is we're just going to put a sign back here like this. All right, now I have to dry that. Okay, so while that's drying, all right, we're going to do 2 paintings at once, right? While that's drying, we're going to work on this, okay? So that's drying. We're leaving that one alone. We're going to work on this one. We're going to do a couple. And this was on a little lighter background. Let's see. Let's find some different. What John does is he takes over my leftover paint and just paints these. I think I want a little lighter background here. Here's yellow. That's kind of pretty. And here's sort of a beige. That's a good one. Let's do this beige one. That's a good background. We'll do those. That's good. That other one was real dark, and we'll do this one, and we'll kind of put it like this, and we'll just draw in a couple of pumpkins on this one, okay? So we're going to say, here's our background, and I'm going to say, here's a pumpkin here, like that. Remember, you want it kind of squared off at the bottom, and we'll do a smaller one right here. Just to, we're just going to, these are just, did you ever play, when you did piano, did you ever play scales on the piano? So I'm going to do something a little bit different now. I'm going to go ahead and do because we're not doing it on a black background, I'm going ahead and paint the pumpkin orange here, because that's done. I'm going to show you the difference. So I'm just going to start with the orange paint now, cad red medium and yellow, make this nice orange pumpkin here. And I can get away with that because the background isn't so dark. Do you see that? All right, so we're just going to start with that. There we go. So anyway, we used to go, trick-or-treating and have Halloween parties and stuff. There just seems to be a lot less of this. So my grandkids, they make a big deal of Halloween in Texas. People really decorate for it and stuff, particularly when you have either grandkids or little kids that, are going to really appreciate it. They decorate. I know Cinnamon and those guys, that's one of their favorite holidays. And speaking of Martha Stewart, one of my friends, and I'll tell you what, these guys were just a nice young couple. They were just getting started. Absolutely. Their budget was tight every month, and they'd blow $3,000 or $4,000 on Halloween. That was their favorite party. They do everything Martha said to do.
They just did it.
They did it. That was their biggest holiday, not Christmas, anything. It was Halloween. I mean, people really like that. So, maybe you have somebody like this, you want to, give them a nice card or something like that. All right, so you see how we've started with the darker, colors here. Haven't done much, all right? So now what I might do here now is I'll do the same thing. I'll just take a little white with some of these colors, maybe a little ultramarine blue. I'm going to make sort of this sort of gray color. See how just the same colors we're using, just add a little more white, a little bit of ultramarine blue. And I'm going to come under here like this, and I'm just going to create a little something. Any other questions I can answer while we're doodling on here?
No, Andrew's in the house.
Hi, Andrew.
And, our newest member who joined us, Olga.
Oh.
We had such a fun time signing her up. Let me put it this way. If you have ever subscribed to our website, a 7-dayer, or signed up for the forum, you have an account on our server. And then if you decide to join us, you have to log into your account so you can re-sign up and still keep the same
email,
username, password, and email address. Otherwise, they'll come back and say, that email's already been taken.
Yeah, it gets a little confusing then because once you've had it, because we have people that just sign up for our newsletter.
Yes.
And we have a newsletter coming out. Please expect one, and please feel free to go to our website and sign up. We're lucky to get a newsletter out every month and occasionally a notice. But trust me, we don't sell your name to anybody. Nothing bad happens to you. We're big fans of signing up for. We're happy if you want to sign up for our newsletter.
But if you don't want our newsletter, please don't sign up because it costs us money to have you people in there.
Yeah, it does. This is not a free thing. We don't want thousands of people on a mailing list where nobody wants our stuff, right? So that's all I can say here. Now I'm just going to come up here like this with some darker paint and cover over all this nice stuff.
That beautiful
beige background. I know. I'm just going to because I'm doing that, right? I'm just saying that there's a lot of different ways to paint something. People just don't understand but there's a contrast. Wherever there's a light, there's a dark. So if you want something to show up, this is a little purple, a little bit of ultramarine blue. I'm just going to come on over here and a little bit of blue here.
Somebody's asking how long does it take for the video to be available for replay? Typically it's available right after the show. It may be a lower quality as the YouTube compresses it and does all their final stuff before they make it fully available.
And if we have buffering, then they have to kind of catch us up, and sometimes you'll see the voice that goes off and stuff like that. We don't understand. We have the best internet we can get for our area, considering where we live, which is in Houston, the fourth largest city in the United States. We do not have fiber optic cable in our little subdivision, however. We have just regular, cable that comes in the house. I mean, it's wired in, and sometimes our now you see this, well, it's still wet. Now watch this. We're going to take a little yellow and phthalo blue now. Yellow and phthalo blue, and we're going to come up here like this.
Isn't that green we don't like?
Well, not when it's on top of this dark color, see? You see how it's, we even use a little yellow oxide with it. See, we're going to start doing just some little odd stuff, maybe a little ultramarine blue with that too. Here we go. Here we go, just over this. So we're going to say that there's something here, and let's put a little white with the blue. Kind of change it again one more time.
I don't know why people cannot find last night's video. You can go to our website and get it because it's there.
It's
up. A couple people saying they can't find it, but it's right there.
It's up. It's up.
It's been up all day.
It's been up all day, and people are commenting and viewing it. Okay, so see how fast we just did that? Maybe it's up in some little cornfield like that. Okay. All right. So you see, this is what we painted in just now, and then we'll take a little bit of the purple and blue. And come under our, I'm just trying to think of things I can do while we're talking, right? Okay, and let's put a little shadow under here. This is still wet.
Is the October newsletter out yet? No, it is not. We are a little bit behind. Our filming schedule kind of got backed up.
All right, so this is as much as we can do here, right? Everybody's with me on that? We're sort of dead in the water there, dead in the pumpkin patch there. All right, so moving along, where'd that other one go? So we're going to move along and just let that one sit there, and we'll keep working on this one. Yeah, good? All right, so is this dry? No, I have to dry it for a second.
I knew it.
Well, one thing I could show you, if you're just new catching on, we're just doing like piano exercises. We're learning blending and stuff, and we're painting pumpkins, all right? We're answering all kinds of questions about painting, but this is the kind of thing, when you're learning to be a great pianist, they make you play those stupid scales every day, and if you can just take some of these small canvases and do these small little paintings. If you paint something, somebody said she tries to paint something every day. It doesn't have to be the best thing ever, just do something. Incidentally, for our viewers that are members, like Andrew and some of our others that are members of our website, this is our newest video that's coming out this Thursday. This is called Virginia Park. I love it. It's painted in the Thomas Kincaid style. I like to tell you that we cover so many different styles of painting on our website. A lot of times when you'll see artists, you learn to paint like that artist. I teach you to paint like you, and I teach you to paint like you by letting you experiment with all the different kinds of ways there is to paint something, and then you come up with your own handwriting, right? So not every style is for everybody, okay? But give it a try. Just learn how to, sometimes it's sort of like doing scales. Give it a try and learn how to do it. Let me just take a minute and just
dry that.
Dry that.
Boy, she says she's going to dry it. She means right now. Be on that button. The lesson posted on the homepage, but not lesson catalog yet. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. I don't know why that would be. I will peek at that, though. Kind of strange. That was a very hard one. We had a lot of interruptions last night, a lot of buffering, and they took a long time to process, and that could be why it's doing strangeness. I'm not sure what we can do. But I will look at that. They're saying it's not showing up in the list, in the feed list. Last night's lesson.
Well, you want to put? Can you change it to our newest videos? Can you put it?
I'm going to go see what it's doing.
Okay, thank you. Well, we appreciate it. We don't know these things if you don't tell us. All right.
Well, now if I did a Ginger Cook, if I just did a search for Ginger Cook live, it shows up. We did the Winter Pines last night, right?
Yeah, we did the Winter Pines. This is what we painted last night. They're talking about not being able to find this. It's here.
The 12 latest acrylics.
Yeah.
It's supposed to show up there. That's supposed to be automatic, and it's not.
Well, it's not. It's never been automatic.
Well, that's stupid. They tell us it's going to be automatic.
Well, it isn't. guess what? It's never been automatic. Occasionally I manage to throw one in there.
All right. Well, that's okay. That's on us.
All right.
I'll have to do that after the show.
All right. So I want
get help on signing up with. Yes. If you have problems signing up on the website, please use the contact us form.
And John will call you personally if you need to.
Put in your phone number and what time's the best time to call you, because my hours are a little screwy because we're international.
But John is up till 3 in the morning almost every day and answers emails. You know how most companies, after 5, good luck kind of getting a hold of everybody. You probably, and I'm usually up at 7, so between the two of us, somebody's up. There's just a few hours a day when we don't hear from you, and we'll make sure that someone gets back to you. I think we have, Andrew will tell you this, we have the best customer service on the internet from anybody. I don't care what they're doing. Maybe Amazon's got better stuff than us, but other than that.
I don't think so. I think we're better.
You think so? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Just ask us.
Well, yeah, you could ask us. That's right. Ask us. Okay, so you can see I've just kind of knocked the white off of the sign there a little bit, just painted a little bit of, kind of yellow and purple, yellow oxide and purple, kind of knocked the light off the sign. All right, so now you may have noticed here that I've gotten some green in my yellow, and so that will not do for, I want this separately, so I'm going to move the yellow over here, all right, and just move it in a new place on the canvas. And let's start with the yellow and a little bit of cad red medium. Though you could use magenta. That's why I had it. Look what a great orange you can get with yellow and magenta. Isn't that pretty? So now we're just going to come up here like this. And let's get a little deeper as we go back. A little bit magenta here like that. And let's start putting in our pumpkin. And please notice that we're doing the brush strokes. Please, it's just real important with the brush strokes. Now, these ones are going this way. I'll put a little magenta, maybe a tiny bit of Dazzling purple and the orange, and a little bit of yellow, a little bit darker over on this side. Too dark, a little bit, that's okay.
You know what the problem is with that video from last night? It still says it's processing, so it's never completed. That's why it's not being indexed right, because it doesn't have a date yet.
Why is it still processing? I don't understand that.
I don't either. Because it does play, and we've had comments. We've had 36 comments on it. I'm wondering if I can force it to do something.
Well, if nothing else, we should have somebody at YouTube, a manager, somebody. Don't we have someone you can write and complain to?
Sure.
Good luck in the next 16 hours having them get back to us.
Yep. I'm going to put the recording date in. I'm going to manually do that, see if that'll finalize it.
All right, so you see how I've got this a little bit lighter right here, and the brush strokes are coming around like this, like that. So already that's an improvement, right? You're going, yeah, that's kind of cool. So now what? See, this is where people, if you keep going over it, you'd have to almost wet your brush at this point if you wanted to smooth this out, and then wipe it off, and then you could maybe take a soft brush and kind of just smooth it out a little bit. But basically, if I want to do much more than this, what can I do? Well, I know I want let's take a little bit of magenta and purple, okay, like that, and a little bit of cad red, a little bit of yellow. I want something sort of dark, like that. Now, if I come like this, I'm going to say this is the center of my pumpkin, and here's my little shadow on it, right, like there. Now, that's the center of it. So then I've got, these are coming back this way. And you almost, at this point, do you have to put everyone in? Do you have to complete this? Maybe not. You can just, this one I'm going to bring around like that, just using my angle brush. I love these little angle brushes because you can do that. Okay. Now remember, I'm changing direction and getting new paint each time. I'm going to change direction like that, and then I'm going to just say, there's my darker part of the pumpkin. Now, when do you have to dry it? This is the trick. Learning when to dry these things is really key too. So, for instance, that's a little wide, so I'm just going to take some water and just erase it. Do you see how I'm just kind of skinning that up? A little bit of water, thin that out. Then rinse my brush, wipe it off. Always pinch it to a thing. Now, see how wide I got that one? I'm just going to come next to it and kind of thin that line out. A lot of times it's hard for people to make a thin line, but you can, make a fatter line and erase it. I mean, that would be what I would tell you. And this is sort of wet on wet blending. So again, a little bit of purple, a little bit of magenta, a little bit of yellow. And if I said I wanted this a little darker right here, while this is still wet, I can kind of blend this up like this. I have a little bit darker on the bottom, like that. Okay, so already you can see kind of what I'm doing here. A little bit darker. All right, now, I know, for instance, you always talk about what do you know. Here's a little bit of white into this orange, just titanium white. I know that I want a little bit lighter next to this, this dark edge. Remember we talked about that? And this is still wet. I'm going to come up here a little bit lighter next to this dark edge. I'm going to still do it here in the center one. I'm going to say this a little bit lighter. I'll do 3 and stop. You see what I'm doing? I'll do 3 and stop, then wet the brush, and then very gently fade out the outside edge of this so I don't have a striped tie. Just let that sort of diffuse, that line, that light highlight. All right, let's just keep going again. Now, this time we're going to say that maybe we're going to go this side, like here, like this. On this side here, like that. Okay, there you go. So there's my light line. I'm going to rinse the brush, and I'm going to diffuse that just like that. Maybe like a little bit wider right there. I think I want it just a little bit lighter right there. Okay. There we go. And I'll bring this one kind of almost down where it's tucked underneath. Some of these almost come down to the bottom like that where they're tucked under. Okay, and maybe a little bit more orange than I've got it.
Hey, might you have your little die handy?
I do have a little die handy. We're going to play a little art trivia while we're going here. Number 1, John. We're going to play some art trivia while we're painting that.
Number 1. That's always our favorite. That's a who.
That's a who.
That's a who.
And also, I want to shout out to our moderators. Wendy's here, and
yeah, Wendy's here.
And Kim Sung.
Kim, I think, is under the weather.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Tanya's here.
Hi, Tanya. Thank you very much. Now I'm into the yellow now, so a little bit of yellow. Do you see this?
I have the trivia question of the day. What color does not describe a period in the career of Picasso? What color does not, I repeat, does not describe a period in the career of Picasso? Blue, yellow, pink, red, orange.
You're thinking about colors that Picasso used.
I would think of the colors that Mr. Picasso used.
All right, do you see what I'm doing with my sign?
When you rinse the brush, did you really just wipe it off well?
Yeah, like this.
If she squeezes it.
And that's why I use a towel, right? So I can see it, here, see it's clean. And I'm touching the bottom of the container too, but when I do that. All right, so now, while this is drying, I can't do anything.
One answer is the correct answer.
Okay, I can't do anything with this now, right? This is drying. So now we're going to put these 2 away, not to get too confusing here. Those 2 get put away.
Now what are we going to do?
Now we're going to play on these two because these have probably dried enough, which they have. Now we're going to come like here and do the same thing.
Let's
we're going to
see what some of our answers are. Lady Fair says orange, Kathy says pink, Wendy says yellow, Tammy says pink, pink. From Gail, Sherry's blue, Teresa's pink, Beth's pink. A lot of pink.
I'm thinking pink too. That's my answer. I'm thinking pink, John.
Well, he did a lot of primary colors. Maybe I should change my answer to pink as well, says Wendy.
All right, I'm thinking pink. All right, now I'm into a lighter color here. See that on top, right? I'm into a lighter color. Now, what do I got? See, I've got this.
I find this very interesting.
What?
The answers that are coming through is mainly pink. Marine's going with orange. Sue says, oh my.
All right, so now I'm going to just come around here like this with these colors. All right.
Judy says the black and blue period, Snicker. Orange, says Elga. Well, what does Ginger say?
Ginger thinks pink.
Well, I'm going to have to say that every single one of you is incorrect.
Wow.
I did not see a right answer out of all these.
Wow. Well,
I will let you try again. So you know which ones it is not, because it's not. Nope. Nobody gave me the right answer. Sammy, you and I get 1,000 points each, buddy. We have stumped everybody.
Wow. So Picasso, so give us our choices again.
Well, you have a choice now between blue and red, because everything else has been picked.
Well, he did blue. I saw blue in some of his paintings, and he did red. So I think he used all of this. So I don't know. I disagree. How's that?
Wait, you can't. This is from Amazon. You can't disagree with Amazon.
I disagree. I think they're wrong.
Are you nuts?
I will get out. I will look and print out some of his stuff, and I will find paintings with all those colors. So go ahead.
What color does not describe? I think that's the key word. Not describe a period in the career of Picasso.
Well,
purple. I don't think I said purple. Now the answers are coming back with red. Everybody's saying red.
Well, he put red in some of his paintings. I don't see how it could be red.
I'm confused. I can't blame you. I'm confused with this one too.
I don't understand. And then maybe I'm just don't get the English language. You guys see how I'm darkening it up at the bottom now? See how we're just we're just kind of going back and forth here and blending this in. Different way to paint this one, isn't it? Here's going to be the top of the pumpkin. Here's some of our dark lines here. But you see, and here we're going to say
now, is this more of a... It's not really dry brushing, though, is it? Because you're really...
No, we're still going to wet on wet. We're just sort of layering, right? As we go. We're layering as we go, for sure. And just sort of blending it out. And this is a good this is why these are perfect things to practice with. Because
we're buffering. Ugh.
Okay.
Man. We stumped the panel with that one, too.
I don't know what it is. I mean, what color, that's...
Something. Some of us can still hear that, We should be getting back. Let me know when you see us again. You guys got us? She's drying at the moment. I'm seeing me moving. Wait, you're not talking yet. Now you can talk.
Have you figured out how we're giving these away yet?
No, I'm trying to see if I can create a form real quick on the other computer here.
Did you create one?
Didn't I just say I'm trying to do that?
Well, you've been sitting here for hours. What are you doing?
Okay, the correct answer was red. If you guessed red on your second try, you can have 500 points and not a point more.
Red. I didn't guess red.
Well, no.
I think I saw red in his stuff, so I think they're wrong. How's that?
I can't believe that you... Okay, let's go with another question.
I mean, I just don't believe them. How's that? I don't believe it. I don't think that's true. I think they were reaching for stuff. Now, see, I've got a little water on the brush here, and I'm softening out this shadow right here. And then let's put one on. A little bit of magenta, a little bit of purple. I'll make a kind of a dark color here. I'm going to do the same thing here, coming around here like that. Make this a little darker. I like that color. Let's just darken it. I dried this, you guys. I dried this while John's looking for another question. I dried this, right? So I'm seeing, again, kind of darker at the bottom.
I have another question. It's going to be a bonus question.
Okay.
If you get this right, you can have your 500, so you can end up with 1,000 for the night. What was the nickname of the painter Henry Rousseau? R-O-U-S-S-E-A-U.
Rousseau?
What was it?
Rousseau. E-A-U is French as Rousseau.
Rousseau?
Rousseau, not
Rousseau.
Sue. That's
Rousseau.
like the guy named Sue. It was Rousseau.
Rousseau. Henry Rousseau. Was he known as the dentist, the toiler, or toller, T-O-L-L-E-R? You know what that is?
Taller?
T-O-L-L-E-R.
I don't.
Okay. Or the lawyer. The dentist, the toller, T-O-L-L-E-R.
Well, I don't even know who the guy was. What did he paint?
Well, but he's a painter. I have no idea. You're the professional. Hello.
Yeah, but there's a lot of these old dead people I've never heard of. We
may want to look this guy up. He may have something we want to do.
Maybe so. I don't know, John, because I've never heard of the guy. How's that? Let me just admit my ignorance.
So apparently, you want me to throw this card out, don't you?
No, I don't want you to throw. I mean, we're all interested. We're here for the history of art and also learn how to paint pumpkins.
All right, we have some people coming in. They're voting in on this. Joanne is saying the taller. Gail says the lawyer. Tammy says the dentist.
What's the taller? What is the taller? What's
Anybody
taller?
know what the taller is?
What is that?
Too much pronunciation. Oh, sorry. What was the nickname of the painter Henry Rousseau?
Rousseau. E-A-U is always O in French. Rousseau.
Hey,
like
I have trouble with English. I don't need to be doing French.
Well, it's true. This is, we try not to handicap you too much, right?
Sue Clark says dentist. Ross says the taller. A taller.
But I don't understand what a taller is. What is a taller?
I have no idea what it is. Taller. Somebody needs to look up the taller, please.
What is a taller so that
Wendy?
we can make an intelligent decision if I knew what any of that was, right?
We have to know what this was.
Okay, do you see how we're starting to form these, the pumpkin now, and we want it darker at the base even. They don't all have to be the same color. Pumpkins vary in color, so you may have one that's one color and one that's another color, different color of orange and stuff like that. So you might even want to buy some pumpkins and look at them.
Ringing a bell? No, we're not sure.
Toller, like the
rings the bells.
Yeah, it has the bell tolls. Toller. Well, okay. As opposed to a teller, like a bank teller.
A collection agent. Someone who collects money like taxes or, oh my. A customs officer, they looked it up for us. Someone who takes the tolls. A toller.
A toller.
A person in a toll booth. Hey, what are you? I'm a toller.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you don't want to, just like telling
roads,
people you're a tax person. You don't want to let that out, do you?
A toller is a dog. Also a dog. Toller. And Judy always has something. Toller is the opposite of shorter.
I love Judy. All right, go, Judy. Go. That's it, right?
Okay. Now that we know all we know, Miss Ginger, dentist, toller, or lawyer?
So I'm going to go with Toller because I never heard of it and it sounds like a good name. Why would you make that up?
I agree. And they agree too. The answer is Toller.
Wow, and why is that? Now, the question is, the $1,000,000 question is, why is that?
We have to look him up. I can't do that, sorry.
All right, we're putting a little shadow.
So if you got that right, you sell 500.
Wow.
Because we assumed you were wrong on the first one, so now you have 1,000. Well on your way to 10 million.
Wow, all right.
Before the end of the year.
Have you built anything yet while you're playing trivia?
I am looking at it right now, seeing what I have to do. Forum name required. Okay. Quick. I'm going to call it YouTube contest. What I'm doing, folks, over on the other computer is trying to whip up a form real quick here that you guys can go to, hopefully.
For the contest.
For the contest, so we're going to give away. How many paintings you got going on?
Well, we got these two that we're doing tonight. We're going to give these away.
Okay.
We're just going to give these little holiday, the seasonal cards.
And we're going to try to do it live.
Now, notice me pinching the brush, and then I want to just sort of diffuse out this shadow, so it's just sort of the outside edge is all out of focus. Does that make sense? Kind of like the way you might do blush or something, okay? Like that. That makes them sitting on the ground, okay? Now, one of the things that I can do with this is I can take a little bit of yellow and blue, and I can sit there and I can make a little stem. That's going to help them like that. Now, I want one side of the stem a little darker, so that would be the outside part because the light's kind of coming from this way, coming from the left on these. So I'm going to say here's the stem is a little darker.
Oh, this is a great name. Don't move around too much because I'm not watching you.
Okay.
You're fine.
I haven't moved.
No,
right?
No, you've been real good tonight. Don, did you know that there is a random number drawer that can get on? Yeah, but that's not what I want. I could come up with a random number. What, have you guys all guess it? Then we could be here all night.
Yeah, okay, so...
all I want is a quick little thing here. It's going to have basically your email address.
Why can't I pick out a number between 1 and 1,000 and write it down and see who got it?
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to write down a number between, say, 1 and 200. All right?
Okay,
wait. Now, this is a great contest. I've done this before. I'm going to write down a number.
We have 300 people on the show.
300 people. So I'm going to write down a number between 1 and, say, 500. All right? A number between 1 and 500.
And I'm going to have to sit here and watch it until somebody says your number.
Well, I'm going to write it down, and we're going to give people like 10 minutes when we do it. We'll give people like 10 minutes to get it in. To guess the number, right?
This sounds like fun.
All right, and then the people that are the closest to the number, if you Even if you don't have to guess the number, you just have to be
closer. The closest to the number without going over.
Without going over, right? You know, just going to win one of these paintings. That's a good one, right?
No, one, not everybody chats.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't help that. Well, they can email. Do you have a form where they can send us?
If I'm going to do a form for that, then I might as well just do the form to have them do that.
Well, we could do that, yeah. Well, I think that not everybody chats, and we might not see it. So they're going to have to email us.
They're going to have to do the email thing.
They'll have to do an email.
I got to do the special form so I can get them separated.
I think that'll be the contest, John. Is what I'm saying. All right. Do you see how do you see the secret? Are you guys getting the secret of this pumpkin business? Is the idea that it's layers? It's layers and layers of color. As I'm talking, I just keep painting on it. Do you see that? So then, while this is drying, we haven't finished it. That's drying, right? So then this gets put away, and then we're back to this one, okay? And this is the whole secret to this is it's drying. Now, so we're close, right? We're close, but we want to come up here now with a lot of lighter. Let's put some more paint on. And when you're out of paint, put more out. This is the secret here. So I was out of yellow, so that's not helpful. So a little more yellow paint goes out. That's all. Real simple. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the yellow and titanium white. You could use a lighter yellow if you had it. We're not trying to encourage you to buy lots of stuff, right? Now I'm going to come up here. This is drying. Now this is called dry brushing. And I put the paint on, and then I kind of put it on here, and just there's enough paint where it's sort of catching. So put the paint on the brush.
Oh, that's going to be
tap
perfect.
A bit out, right? We're still buffering.
What buffering? No, we're fine.
See how we're doing that, right? Little paint on the brush, tap most of it off, and then say, here's a little highlight. I'm not pushing very hard, okay? And then I want to come down here next to some of these, right? Just going to say this is
oh, I don't want that.
Next to this, like that. There's our seam here.
Take you out.
And maybe right there like that. I'm going to put it up there like that. Now, see, now the pumpkin's got a, got a little bit more, some cad red, medium, and yellow. Now, could you use a light red too? Like a light orange? Sure, could do that. Here's a little bit of orange here. I'm going to just add another layer of the bright orange right here like that. And come in here like that. And,
okay, I got it. I just got to put it up on a page.
All right, John's going to make this form here for us. This will be fun.
This is going to be great. Okay, what we've done, well, what Sammy and I have done, is we have created a form. We'll give you a link to it. What we're going to do is we're going to open the drawing or the entry form up for 10 minutes. You're going to have, when we say go, I'm going to give you a link. You have 10 minutes to get in on the action. Once all the names are in, I will assign a ticket number to it because we have our tickets from our last contest. And then we'll pull it out of a bowl, and the winner will get one of the paintings, and the second drawing will get the second painting.
We're doing that? We're not guessing numbers?
No, there's no way I can do that.
You can't. Sorry, it was a good idea. We'll do that next time.
No, we will not do that next time.
I like that way. Oh, phooey.
We can do that maybe on a night that we don't have very many people.
All right.
There's just no way I can find. You can't. Okay. Half the time this goes by so fast you can't even see it.
Well, I thought they could put it on the form, honey.
Oh, so you want them to? Well, I have a box for them. So you're thinking of a number, and you want. Then I have to go through and filter all these and find the right answer.
As opposed to what? How
just drawing a number, assigning their email to a number.
Okay. All right. Next time we'll think this out better. All right. So
no, we won't. We'll do it the same way. Are you kidding? We're having too much fun doing it this way.
Who's having fun? I like my way, but okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Look, I'll paint, and you come do this side.
No.
Let's switch roles for a day. See what happens. Let's see how many viewers we get then.
They'll all leave, honey. One will be buffered, and that'll be the end of it, right?
It'd be buffering. You go, okay. What's the real red light mean? What do I do?
All right. You see how there's our pumpkin. Now what we want to do is to get the green here, and we want to put our green stem on. Let's kind of gray that stem on this one. We'll put a little red.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I love it.
All right, so here's our green stem that's going to come on our pumpkin like this, see? That's just going to help it. And it's kind of a blue-gray color, too. Now watch, I'm going to put a little blue Now this is tricky, a little bit of blue-green, because orange and turquoise are, you got to be artists here a little bit, right? Orange and turquoise are complements, and that means they're opposite each other on the color wheel. What we mean by that, like anytime you put a couple, like for instance, here's turquoise is opposite orange, so anytime you can throw turquoise and orange together, it really makes a big difference. And then if you've ever noticed, the top of these stems are kind of a gray, kind of a white, kind of a white gray color here. So the top of these are kind of, let's get a little more white. That's mixing white. That won't work. Here like this. This is the top of the stem like that. You know
now this is not a fancy form by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, he's already doing disclaimers? Already disclaimers. Unbelievable. Okay. So,
what do you mean already?
That's what I said, already. I said, did I stutter?
A little bit.
All right, let's just come up with some background color here.
Let's see what this thing looks like. I'm so excited. Okay, now, we're not guessing numbers. I'm going to give you a link to a form. I haven't given you the link yet. You'll see it. I asked everybody to stop typing for a while so you can get the link. I'm just finishing form now. You're going to have 10 minutes. No numbers, people. Quit giving me numbers. See, they're already giving me numbers, you.
Are we both?
No numbers.
Okay.
There's a name for, there's a spot for your name, your email, and type in pumpkin.
Okay.
You have those three things. That's your requirement. Name, email, pumpkin.
I like the numbers, but okay.
Okay, if you want to do the numbers, you're going to sit over here and you're going to scroll them, and you find them.
No, I'm not. No, we're doing it your way. We're doing it your way.
No, if you want to do it your way, I am willing to let you try it.
I'm just saying what I like. I like chocolate.
Wait. You like numbers? Aren't you the one that has the shirt that says 5 out of 4 people have trouble with fractions?
Yeah.
And you like numbers?
Yeah. Okay, just go over there and do your thing here. Quiet. All right. I'm teaching here. There are great instructions going on. Words of wisdom are happening here for people. Besides wanting to win these gems of, these little gems of art here, the words of wisdoms are happening.
Words of wisdom are happening.
Yes, this is my wisdom.
Hey, if you guys have not seen last night's show, I know you can't find it, but you can. You got to watch it. The test, I'm going to be a spy is well worth it.
How to be a spy? Well, we all have ambitions, right? Good to have ambitions.
It is.
It's just that.
Now watch this bring the server to its knees when we have 1,000 people go over there and try to do this.
Okay. Well, and remember, if you're watching this afterwards, the form isn't there. This is only for the people who are joining us for the live shows. We're going to start doing this. We're encouraging live shows and live show participation. We're going to start doing more of this on our live shows. Promise you, this is one of my better ideas.
Oh, he didn't do what I told him to do.
Who didn't?
The computer, because it's on a PC versus my Mac.
Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I haven't had the PC open.
Welcome to the world of most of us.
Okay, here we go. All right, quiet on the set, people. Quiet, no chatting. Quiet. Here we go. The link is going in. You're not, hey.
What?
They're asking. Okay, here it goes. Here's the link. Ready? Go.
All right, you can go now and go to the link. You have 10 minutes to sign up for a chance to win this painting, which we will then send to you. 10 minutes. We'll give you 10 minutes. And it's now, I have 10 to, are you keeping track of the 10 minutes? Siri,
set a timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
There you go. Yeah, do I have a timer? Of course I have a timer. I have Siri.
All right, you see how this is coming together with the little pumpkin? And then the other thing I want to do is I want to put a little light back here. See, behind the pumpkin, behind my shadow? See, wherever there's a light, there's a dark. See my little light going back in here like that?
And where did that light come from?
It's from somewhere. I've got a little light coming. It's my painting. It's my world.
That is the artist's choice.
That's right. I've got a little light, because wherever there's a light, there's a dark, so I need a little light back here. To, like
You're getting a server error already? Are you kidding me? Come on, guys. This can't be that complex, is it? Let me try to refresh.
It's hot back here. Do I have any fans or nothing?
No, no fan today.
Oh, well, that's why it's hot. These lights are hot, you guys. I feel like the Wicked Witch, and I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting, and now the mascaras are running down my face.
Well, so much for that idea. That didn't work either.
Why? What happened?
It's too much load at one time.
On the server?
Yeah.
Well, this is a revolting development.
So we're going to have to go back to your silly number system. Yeah, we're bringing the server down to its knees. Okay, stop. We're not going to do the server. Never mind.
We lied.
Not doing form.
All right, I'm going to write a number down.
Stop going to server.
What happened? I don't understand why it didn't work, John.
Because all of a sudden you had everybody bombarding that one page. It's going to give an error. Because nobody's supposed to go to that one page at one time like that.
Well, who made up that rule?
Well, mine finally came up. I mean, we can give you...
How do you know these things? I mean, who makes these things up? I understand nobody's supposed to do what. I
can see how many came in. Let's see how many people got into it.
How many people got into it? How many did you get?
Hold on. No, I've got a gateway error now too.
You can't get in to look?
I can't get in to look at it. Great, guys. You got my server down to its knees.
Well, you're the one that suggested it's really not their fault. You could see where you could think it was their fault, but it really isn't their fault, is it?
No. I really didn't. I thought it could handle the load. There's only 300 people on the site.
Well, you'd think it could handle the load, couldn't you? You just think it could.
Everybody was going that one page, though.
Well, yeah, I know, but I don't understand who makes these rules up.
Servers.
Who owns servers? I don't understand how this works, John. This is a complicated issue for me. Now you've
I could try to throw it up on another server.
What server?
Well, we have 3 servers.
Do we? Well, how would anybody know that? How would they know which server to go to?
Well, I would give them a different link.
Oh, you're so smart, man! You're so smart. Like, how do they know? Did you guys ever hear that story? This is I love this story. I got to tell you the story. Why we're discussing servers, right? There was this contest among 3 of the great universities to try and find the smartest young man. This was some years ago. Smartest young man, it's right around 2000. And so they had a contest. They narrowed it down to 3 guys from the different, Harvard, Yale, and I don't know, Texas A&M or something. So they asked them, what is the what they asked? The first question was, what do you think the greatest invention is of the 20th century? And the most thing. And one guy said he thought it was the splitting the atom. Atomic weapons. I think he was from one at Harvard or something. And then the other guy said from another school. He said, well, he thought it was discovering DNA and genes and stuff. So that's got this kid from Texas A&M. No offense, because Cinnamon went to Texas A&M, so I can tell these jokes. And he goes, I think it was the thermos.
The thermos?
The thermos. And so these professors look at him, the thermos. He said, oh yeah, for sure, the thermos. Would you care to explain why you think it was the thermos? Oh yeah, sure. Because when you put hot things in it, they stay hot. And when you put cold things in it, they stay cold. And they're going, yes, and that is, well, dude, I mean, how does it know?
Hey, you got to admit, how does it know? Have you thought about it?
Now, that's how I feel about the surface. Who came up with this stuff, man? How does it know that there's so many people on it? It's a server supposed to service, man. I mean, how does it know?
I love that.
Oh, well, it is sort of fun, isn't it? All right, you just got to... I have a few jokes in and that's one of my favorite. All right, we're using mixing white. I think I'll change brushes so I can do something softer even. Here's one of these tongue brushes. This is just mixing white. The secret to mixing white is you put it on the brush and wipe it off. I want to suggest cobwebs. Look at here. Now I'm just kind of wiping it back and forth. One week it's cobwebs, the next week it's mist. Here's the cobwebs back here, like that. You guys, isn't this Halloween-y?
Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can bring this server down. I'm going to bring all the servers down. Okay, guys, that other one's not going to count. We're going to do a redo.
Redo.
Hey, we're having fun. We can do this, right?
Yeah. Well, we can, because we're doing it, man. Dude, we're doing it. It's just awesome. I mean, like, you're the man, boy. You're the man.
Oh, I haven't even finished setting this side up. Okay, give me a second here. This will work, guys. This will work. I know this will work.
Oh, this is, John just never gives up on anything. I mean, all right, so.
You need spiders in the cobwebs. A suggestion coming from Carol.
Yeah, I think so. And then, see, what I wanted to do was put on the sign, I wanted to put the name of the winner here on the sign.
Oh, that would be cool. I hope it's not something long.
Well, we need a name on the sign, man.
Okay, man.
So, like when you're filling it out, we need to know the name we can put on the sign.
Well, we have name. I'm asking for name, email, and your message.
And the name you want on the sign. Maybe you want it for somebody else. So the name you want on the sign, all right? The name you want on the sign for this one.
So in the description, you're going to put in pumpkin and then the name of the person you want on the sign. Whatever you want Ginger to write in that sign. If you want her to write supercalifragilistic espialidocious.
Make sure you spell it, dude. Just spell it, man. 'Cause this is.
You got to spell it because.
Okay, so now this one's pretty close to. Are we? Yeah.
Well, one of us
so.
is.
We're just.
One of us is just trying to be a programmer.
Well, that didn't work out for you.
And we know how well that's working, don't we?
That didn't work out for you too well, did it?
Hey.
Sorry. Who am I?
Where is my permalinks? Oh, here they are.
All right, so there's my. All right, so that's my sign. All right, I'm going to put this one away now, right? And I know you said you wanted spiders. I hear you that. I hear that. I thought little eyes would be kind of cute.
Oh, scary eyes.
Little scary eyes back here, but I'm not sure that.
All right, here we go. Okay, guys, pay attention. We have a new link coming your way. I'm going to bring it over here first to make sure I can bring it in. I'm going to take this. It's not as fancy. It's a quick one. This one should work. This is on a server all by itself. It has nothing else to do with life. Okay, guys, we're ready? Let me
did you notice I put spiders? If you get a zoom in on this, because there's spiders.
Well, I can't zoom in right now. I'm busy over here.
I just can't get any good help these days, can't we? It's rough, isn't it, man? I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm just going to put this one away because I put the spiders in.
Hey, Siri, stop timer.
I stopped the timer.
Oh, yeah, okay. And we're finishing this one. Oh, this is fun, right? Everybody having fun? All right, I'm having fun.
We're off and running.
All right, now you can go to that server, right?
Yeah, go to this server. Let's see if you can bring this server to its knees.
See what happens. All right, we're with you, John. We're with you, brother. Just keep it up, baby. We're with you. This is
hey, Siri,
I mean, they just did an hour.
Give me a timer for 10 minutes.
For those of you who have
10 minutes and counting.
So those of you who have iPhones, they've just got a new update. You know what I hate about updating my phone is then they want to know what my password is to iTunes. I never buy anything on iTunes. I've got that written down somewhere. John has. You know what that is? No. Well, then you got to put it in, And I mean, I want to put it in. And just update the thing. Why do you have to have all this stuff? Just update it. Why do you need all this stuff again? And then it's a hassle. That's right. It's a hassle.
Hey, look at that. It went through, goes through. That worked. See?
Good.
I just had to go with server. Wasn't so busy doing all the other stuff it's doing.
Oh.
Which link? The last link I gave you. Let me give it to you one more time.
Yeah, okay. So we're doing. You notice that we're doing dry brushing on the light.
And please only do it one time. Multiples will just delay the process.
Yeah, please. It's just one entry per person. Please don't do more than one. It's not fair to everybody. And
I'll filter you out. Well, I have that power.
Well, it's just threats even. Whoa, it's just heavy duty, man. He's threatening even. Whoa.
Don't be messing with me.
Oh.
Don't be messing with the programmer.
See, and they do a few little bright highlights here like that.
Hey, what happened to the spider guys? Where are they at?
They were here. See,
oh,
I did little spiders. See,
I like them.
Little spiders.
Did you do them with the Posca pen?
Yeah, I did them with the old Posca pen. Now, let me show you how I did a spider, in case you were wondering. I couldn't remember how spiders went, and then it sort of came back to me.
They have 8 legs,
Well, I mean, if you can get 6, I think you're not doing bad, right? Like that. See, a little spider? Toop, 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 toop. Right?
Oh, that is adorable.
Right? Sounds good to you? Kind of think of...
a pink spider.
Yeah, think if you were making them out of... what are those things that bend? Those little fuzzy things that bend. Well, you guys know what I mean, right? Those little fuzzy things that bend, pipe cleaner thingies that bend. All right, we're moving along here. Here's our
Nobody
stuff,
can see the chat last week because we were not live.
We were live.
Not last week.
Oh, last week. No, we were not live last week.
I said last week.
Yeah, last week we were not live. We were not live. Well, I was alive last week.
Yeah, we were alive, but we weren't alive.
We were not live on YouTube, which is a totally different thing, right? So here's our dark shadow under here, like closest to there, right? And I just feel like we need some signs in this group, too, to kind of customize it, right? So maybe we'll do some scary little signs, pumpkin patch signs.
Okay, now I'm going to have to turn my back on you because I got to go through and grab all these emails. Okay,
what is that? Is that a threat? What?
Well, it means that you've got to behave yourself over here as far as where you're painting and doing.
Wow, just so picky, man.
Because I can't see. I wonder if I can bring it up on this server. Hold on. I have many talents.
All right, so those are some, I don't know, just wanted to make that, kind of fun. Let's do, let's do this.
Parade messed up, so I'd be happy with the constellation. Don't do pine tree. Oh, yeah. Somebody that really messes up, you're going to get the
bad one. Yeah, we'll give you the bad pine tree. We'll send you the bad pine tree. Better watch out, like Santa Claus, right? You could get the bad one, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks for suggesting that.
Yeah, right?
So now I got to come over here. Good thing I didn't have anything else to do tonight.
Well, you're here, so what are you talking about? What are you whining about? Honestly,
what can I possibly whine about?
I don't know, John. It just seems to be very, very discontented. Now is the winter of our discontent. What's the deal here? See, we want the little light top on these, remember? Kind of little top part of these is, kind of like where they've been kind of broken off, that little stem. And, we didn't, we didn't do it, but, you could certainly...
Sheet.
I like this. We're just getting carried away here because we're just... Because
we're having fun.
Maybe I've got a little...
Let's see. I'm just going to go by email address. Is all I need.
A little bit of a bright green. Something here coming up like this.
Okay, that'll work.
And, all right, just do a few little vines like that. Make it a little bit more interesting, right? And then I'll take a little bit of white paint and a little bit of magenta maybe. That's sort of pretty. And we'll come in here like this. Let's see, is this titanium white? Should be. Just going to lighten up this in here like this. Like that, just kind of bring some light into the foreground of this picture. And we got some yellow. Do you see me always pinching the brush? Can you guys see me doing that? Always pinching the brush. And I want some little...
Judy made a comment. If Ginger signs a bad pine tree, that will end her career.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true. So after you watch, you have to watch these things.
That would be an unsigned
like the Unknown comic. Remember that guy? The Unknown comic? So one night we'll just paint in a paper bag and not tell who's painting, put the paper bag on, not tell anybody who's painting.
Well, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
We're just not going to talk about that, right? All right, let's just get some lighter leaves coming back up here like this, where they might be catching the... There we go, a little bit more green. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got... what could we do here?
One thing I love to read is people's email addresses. They're so creative. Some of them are just really fun. How much time's left, you're asking? Good question. 3 minutes to go, people. 3 minutes. When Siri says time is up, time is up.
See little eyes hiding through here in the background, as long as we're doing weird things. Little eyes looking back here in the background of our pumpkin patch. All right. And again, the whole idea behind this is to just, the whole reason we're doing this, you want to be very cognizant. You like that word, cognizant. It means being very aware. For those who use English as a second language and you don't know why I'm dicking around with it. But just, you want to be very aware of your shadows. And let's see, I'm allowed a CAD red medium.
Nose.
You want to know the lights and the darks, your shadows. This is the thing I want to talk to you about, and this is kind of important. So that when you paint something like this, like if you do, and like this is one of them, it just fell on the floor, something important. Paint. Well, I already got it out. I'll get it later. See, when you paint the little pumpkin patch kid on here like this, or where's that? Or you do one of these things like this when you come up. Sorry, I just knocked your thing again.
You knocked the camera? Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All right. So when you see that, when you put see how you can put a face in the pumpkin?
Wait a second.
What? I really touched it this time.
Well, you really just totally messed things up. I got to back out. You're doing things. When I told you I'm not watching the screen.
Oh, back out, would you?
Look at that. Here's the camera shooting over here. So close. Why?
Okay. Then now, can you got this?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. See how we did a little bit of a face on here? See on this one? And, and again, the little highlights on this. Now this isn't so scary, is it? When you think about how we're doing some of this stuff. I want you to come over to our website. Become a member of our website just for a week, $9.95. Just sign up for a week, do all our Halloween stuff. It's cute. This one, these are adorable. And we've got this great search engine, and it's called Google Search.
Yeah, something unusual.
Like, dude, it's a search engine. It's called Google Search, and it knows how to search. We don't know how it knows that either, man. It's just we don't know how it knows, right? But it does. And, maybe I'll even be a little bit clever and put, oh, that's good. I like that.
1 minute, people. 1 minute.
Let's just put a little shadow going down, a little bit of purple shadow here, going down the back here like this, maybe from the stem that's coming back this way. Like probably not that. Plan B. All right, don't you love the acrylics? If you've dried it, you can kind of erase it. We're going to say there's a little shadow going right there. But here's my shadow on this side. One a little bit darker next to this pumpkin. See, over there. Just be aware of your shadows, right? Just be aware. You're coming back here and doing some of our little dark stuff now. Okay? Just a few. You don't have to do every crease. You can just suggest the creases in the pumpkin. And then you can always come back with a little light paint. You can always come back and add just an extra little highlight in a couple places. Here's Acrylics Dry Darker.
Time, people. Hear from Siri. Thank you, Siri.
All right, so this is the contest. So we're going to find out who won?
As soon as I get them all compiled and a name added to them.
All right, so John is going to be working on that for a minute, and you and I are going to chat about life on the planet and painting pumpkins, which is, what could be more fun than that, right? I mean, what could be more fun? So again, we're going to talk to you about this kind of thing. Be sure that when you're painting something like this, be sure that you've got a shadow underneath your pumpkins, right? You always want to, otherwise it makes it look like they're floating. Okay? So that's the trick. So you want a shadow underneath there. That's kind of fun. And we'll make these a little bit brighter, our little sign here. We'll just say there's a little bit brighter sign. We're going to put these are the little shorter signs.
I think Andrew is going to get the pine tree.
Andrew wants the bad pine tree?
I forgot what I was supposed to write, LOL. Anyway, fun show. He's getting the pine tree.
Okay, Andrew, too bad.
Nice job, buddy.
You're getting the pine tree. We're mailing it to Haiti.
Yep.
Luck out. So there you see, see what I'm talking about here, okay? And I wanted a little bit more orange coming around here like this on this side. I just wanted a little bit oranger right here. And you can go back, you can touch up, you guys. You can layer. Now how about some pure CAD red medium in a couple places? Look what happens when you do that. This is just pure CAD red now here, and just sort of brighten this one up a little bit. See? I mean, have fun with this. These are two different ways to paint pumpkins. Showed you two totally different ways to paint them. Okay.
In the same hour.
In the same hour, right?
How do you do that?
I don't know, man. It's just awesome.
What is with you hippie talk tonight?
No, I don't know. It's just... I don't know.
What did you have for dinner that I didn't?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't take my medication, and now everything's too much medication. It's hard to know, right? Just sorry. Just sorry. Ginger's being very bad. Just being better.
This show's going to be canceled. It's going to be pulled
well,
off
this
the
is
air.
a good thing. Hey, isn't it a good thing we don't have sponsors? You know, because I mean, what will the sponsors think? You know, because in my house, it was what would the neighbors think. That was my mother's thing. What would the neighbors think? Like. You know what I mean? So the neighbors never got invited to one party that we ever had. So why did she care what they thought?
Somebody sent in one anonymously? People.
If you send in anonymously, you don't win Jack. Jack, no offense. Jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins. You don't win Jack. It's just so silly.
Almost got him.
Well, yeah, that's okay. That's all right. More for somebody else, right?
Yeah. We'd like to thank everybody that participated and worked with us through this little episode.
Yeah, thank you, because we've never done a contest like this before. We thought it would be a lot of fun to do this.
You can see we thought it well out.
Well, we talked about it at dinner.
Yeah, what, half hour before the show?
Yeah, like that. Just exactly like that, man. Half hour before the show.
Yeah, that would be fun. Let's do it. Okay. Well, let me get a form built for it. No, we'll come up with something. Don't worry about a form.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's a fun little thing. How to do little pumpkins. And remember that if we want to thank our new member that signed up for a year. You know, when you sign up for a year with us, you get 2 full months free, over 2 months free. Did you know that?
Plus all our love and price frozen. Yeah,
price frozen. Here's the thing. Here's something you may not know is that we promised when we talked about Victoria Snyder and Andrew, and we talked about some of our earlier followers like Judy and. There's a bunch of them, too many to name, Angela McDonald. All these early people that stuck with us from the very beginning, back when we just had a few videos up and said, come join us every month and we'll offer personal art coaching. These guys have stayed with us. We promised you guys that we would your prices, as long as you kept your subscription going, would never go up. So if in 10 years we're charging $100 a month or whatever we'd be charging right now, it's for a regular lesson it's like $26.95 as of October of 2000. What is this? 17?
Yeah, we're 17.
Yeah. 2017, and it's $21.95 for seniors. But we started out it was $19.95 for seniors, and we give you guys your rate is grandfathered in. No matter what we do, it's grandfathered in, which I think is kind of nice, as long as you don't drop your subscription. A lot of people maybe don't know that, and you get that. Thing of it is that if you think about a household, if there's 2 of you in a household that are painting, you all can use the lessons. Only one person gets the personal art coaching, but you all can use the lessons, and you can have a grandkid over and they can use the lessons too. I mean, it's like the deal of the century. I hate to just say that, but it just is the deal of the century.
Well, we have looked at what other artists are charging, and honestly, we feel we're too cheap, and that's why people think they're not getting a quality lesson. So you may see some drastic price changes here in the very near future.
Yeah,
because we may be giving out the wrong, we feel we're giving the best instructions out there.
Yeah, and really, and on so many different levels. And I mean, I don't know of anybody that's offering personal art coaching with that. And I mean, it's such a thing. And people say, well, what happens to that? How does that work? Well, you just send me what you're doing, as you're going along. And I say, this would be really good. If you fix this one little thing, think how much better it would look. And sometimes just 1 or 2 things. I mean, if you learn one thing each lesson, that's fantastic, because that's how you grow. That's how you grow as an artist and get better. That's why schools are so popular, right? We send our kids to school. We just don't let them wing it. Hope that they figure it out someday. But there's so many people that think, I'll just take a painting and I'll just wing it. And then they go, well, I wonder why this isn't working out for me. To tell you, the same thing applies in skiing. Back when I lived in Aspen, we had friends that were ski instructors. And what they told us was that the accidents on the mountain were all the people who didn't ski, that just thought it'd go up and see how it went. And they were the ones that broke their legs, but they never never had a broken limb in ski school. When they took beginner skiers, and this is the same kind of thing. Your learning curve is just huge on that. I mean, you can go to a foreign country and you can sit around and talk to the natives and eventually pick up the language, or you can immerse yourself in some foreign language school and really learn it quicker. That's all it is, right? And what I found when I was in college and taking art, oh my gosh, I was at 17 years old going to Arizona State University, okay? And John's figuring out the winners here now, and I'm kind of adding a few more little light highlights to my pumpkin here because I feel like I want to exaggerate a little bit. There was, I was amazed at how little instruction there was. I remember going to this sculpture class. That was the one I took the sculpture class. And the first day, we went and had a slideshow, and they showed us the Tivoli Fountain, you know, all these great sculptures from around the world, and they were impressive. I mean, impressive. If you've ever sat through, you know, Michelangelo's David, all that kind of stuff, right? And then they took us back to this big workshop and said, make something. Well, what the heck is that?
And that's all they gave you, right?
That was it. That was the instruction.
Yeah.
That's what my $500 a semester back, probably in those days, was paying for, whatever I was paying for. That's what we were paying for. So, you know, I was like 17. I was in college early because I kind of lied my way through out of high school.
You kind of stretched the truth.
Oh, no, I flat out lied. Just was really over school and wanted to get on with my life, right? So,
I certainly hope the teacher's not around anymore.
Oh, well, the school's gone now. I confess that. But, you know, well, how I lied was the year before I'd gone to school in Switzerland, boarding school in Switzerland. And I was very resentful of the fact. It was, my parents had 5 kids, and I was the youngest one, and they were just over the experience of children in high school. And my mother and I got in a big fight, and she was going to send me to some boarding school, and I said, well, good luck with that. I'll just I'll have my therapist write him and tell him that I'm too crazy to go. See if that works for you, right? And just, you know, at that age, you know, you should never threaten anybody. You just do it. You know, that's a good lesson, right? So then she said, well, and she realized that he might do it too, right? Because in those days, that was the fashion. In those days, 90% of the kids in boarding schools and in the upper crust of Seattle society had all their kids were probably going to see the same therapist, right? It was the thing to do. He probably wouldn't have done it because he wouldn't have wanted to lose all his clients, right? But anyway, I threatened that. And my mother said, well, in that case, then I'm going to send you to school in Switzerland. And I slammed out of the house and stormed off. I was like 16. And I came back and going, Switzerland? What kind of school in Switzerland? What are you talking about?
Now, were you into skiing at that time?
Yeah, I was a skier.
Oh, well.
And so she found, listen, my mother was anything if efficient. She got out the magazines. There's no internet, man. For someone with no internet, you would have thought that she was tuned in, tapped in, turned on. She found a bunch of magazines. Maybe she'd been circulating them, hoarding them in the basement. Who knows, right? But she had a school, you know, she really suspiciously had a Swiss school awfully quickly. Within a day, she was calling Switzerland. I was enrolled that semester. That's how fast that happened, okay? So when I got over there, there was school on Saturday. Can you believe it? These people had you go to school on Saturday. And this town was in Montreux, Switzerland. It was just nothing but Swiss boarding schools. So it must have been 25, 30 of them. And we got out Saturday afternoons. So I thought, well, this is perfect. You know what I mean? So I just thought, what are they going to do? I mean, I was just so over this. I was really mad, really kind of a rebellious child, and feeling very resentful. There was about 6 of us Americans, and the other kids from all over the world were there. So that part was interesting. And somebody that watched this channel says that one of my friends, Maria Jatim, who went to school with me, is still alive, living in Bahrain, offered to get in touch with her for me. I don't know what we'd say after 60 years or whatever this was, right? But anyway, she's still alive. But I mean, there's people still alive that went to school with me. I'm over there. I don't think everybody's croaked. And so anyway, so the upshot of it was that I just sort of took all the classes I could just to cost them money. That's not that kind of person. Oh, I'm so interested in that. What do you got there? Cooking. Oh, I'd love to learn how to French cook. Couldn't give a rip how to cook French cooking, but I took the class. I just enrolled in everything I had time for. I'm stuck in the school anyway. They were like, we go out. What are you going to do? It wasn't like there was a library down the street with books in English, right? So I took all these classes, and I basically just flunked them just to be snotty, you know, just did. And but except my art classes, I had an art teacher, and I really did well in those. In fact, they were so impressed, I actually got into a college in Switzerland. You had to have 2 years of American college or Swiss college before they took you. And I actually got into that art school, some big school in Lausanne. Went down as a big deal. But anyway, just everything else just sort of went by the by the handbasket kind of thing. And
you're kind of a rebel, weren't you?
Did you think so? There may have been a reason why she was worried about me.
I don't know. So, seems a little rebellious to me.
Oh well, you had to have been there, right? You had to just, these things just don't. One thing I will say is that they don't just happen. There's a reason why kids are rebellious. So anyway, the upshot of it is that when I got to boarding school in Judson in Arizona, the next year I came home, went to Judson in Arizona. My transcripts came over, and they said, we don't understand. I said, we don't understand the Swiss grading system because we see that you have ones to tens. You have a lot of ones, twos, and threes, but you've got like nines and tens in arts. I think I probably told the story, but it's still a good one. And remember, I'd taken all these classes, okay? And I said, I don't know. I said, I think the Swiss are very rude. I'm not very good at art. But I don't think you should flunk a person, do you? Because really, 1 is the highest and 10 is the lowest. And you can see I got all 1s, 2s, and 3s in these other subjects. And I don't think I should be penalized for being bad in art, do you? And they said, no, that's terrible. And so then I skipped a grade because I had all these classes, and then I was suddenly a senior.
So really, their system's backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. And, I'm just saying that I just reversed it because
did you do?
I didn't say I wasn't smart. I was just rebellious, right? So anyway, I ended up going to college young, right? That's the upshot of this. I ended up going to college young, and that's what the sculpture class was. And then, I at 17, and I was into horses and art. That was my big wide
Even
horizon.
though you weren't good at art.
Yeah,
well, your transcripts clearly showed.
Yes. So then I thought I had a bunch of kind of wood blocks like this. Here's some of our, I'm going to advertise our stuff again. Here's some of our little paintings that we have on our, you can buy individually the lessons. So I had a bunch of wood blocks and I laminated them together like this. So I had something about like this, a little bigger than this. And I'd drawn this horse on it. It was a little bigger than this, about 16 by 20. And I said, I'm going to do a horse. And I said, what do you suggest I do? And this wise-ass teacher, and that's the only thing I can say to him, he said, carve away everything that doesn't look like a horse. That was the instruction.
That's perfect.
And I mean, I got this kind of weird instruction from all these people, and that was one of the reasons I thought, someday I'm going to teach people how to do something. I certainly will explain it. John, I just certainly will explain it, because I found that this is the kind of instruction that people give when they don't have a clue.
Well, I had the same thing. I was in graphic arts, and he shows stuff and goes, "Okay, now you know what I want, what I expect from you. Go ahead and do it." Well, you showed us you showed us paintings, you showed us drawings, you showed us ink, all this different stuff. What do you want? Well,
yeah,
it's you're the creative one. Come up with it. Well, you're the instructor. You're going to grade me. I'd like to have a clue what you want.
Well, I mean, yeah, and a lot of times, that was something I found a lot, was that they expected you to know it before you got there. If I knew it before I got there, why on earth would I bother to go, And, I took some basic design, and, they were talking about teeter-totters and stuff. Now I kind of get it, but at the time I had no idea what they were talking about. It just wasn't, what it was is that everybody learns differently. No two people learn the same. Some people are what we call kinesthetic, some people are visual, and some people are audio. Now, what that means is that kinesthetic people talk very softly and slowly.
That's us.
And they learn best.
We're quiet.
By talking, they learn best from a teacher who talks slowly and explains very softly, and it's very comforting, and they can learn from that. There are teachers like that on YouTube, by the way, and they're lovely, and you can learn from them. And then there are artists in general tend to be visual. That's, you said to somebody, a visual art is picture an apple in your mind, and you can do it. Did you know there are people who can't? Chances are a kinesthetic person, you can sit there, well, picture an apple. They have no idea what you're talking about. And then an audio person is a person that talks more like the people on the 6 o'clock news, and they'll their voice is not as rapid as a visual person and not as slow, quiet as an audio person, and they talk, and they can reach both sides of the scale. Usually audio people and visual people and kinesthetic people clash. You know, they annoy each other. You know, they just annoy the heck out of each other. But that's not strong. But anyway, but there is a way that people learn, and it's important to understand how you take in information. Some people need to read it. Some people need to hear it. Some people need to, you know, see it demonstrated. I'm one of these people who I want to see it done first, and I'd like to hear how you did it. I'm much better at visually learning than I am at just, I can read something in instructions, but I get it much better if I can see you do it.
And I think the framing episode clearly
shows that. Do we have a winner yet, John?
I am still putting in all these entries of approximately 146 of them so far.
And how many do you have to go?
I think I just finished the last one.
He finished the last one, because I mean, I'll paint something else. Do I need to get out another thing and paint something else very quickly? You got them yet? I mean, because you know.
Okay, I got them all in there.
All right, so now we have them all in there. Are you excited, you guys?
I am thrilled. I am thrilled to the marrow of my bone.
So then, how are you going to pick one?
It's not me. You're going to pick them.
Okay, and how am I going to pick them? We're
going to take a number, which I have here.
Oh, good. We have our bowl and everything. The bowl's over there.
I know where the bowl is. Here are the tickets, people. I showed them the tickets.
He's got the tickets and the
bowl.
So
if you guys are still with us, hopefully, because I have not been watching, I hope the conversation's been going along.
Well, you got to hear the skinny about Ginger got out of school early, right? And you know, so anyway, that was the upshot of that. Well, okay, so
2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just asking what we're doing here, because I mean.
Okay, well, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me know how many tickets I need to create.
How many do you need to create, John?
Well, we're going to go from number 21 down to number, drum roll please. Where's my Sammy? There we go. To 166. Okay.
Okay.
That's done. I regret doing that in the morning, but that's another day.
Okay, here's our bowl. All right, you saw that I was just going to start something else. If he was he was slow here, we were going to pick something else up. He's getting the tickets.
Oh, hope I'm not in their way.
Well, that's a lot of tickets, John.
And I'm the one that had to put in all those names because we didn't do a form beforehand.
Well, we just have to think about these things. Next time it'll be so much better.
We know what we're going to do.
Hey, you guys like my bowl? Isn't this gorgeous? You know, Cinnamon made this for me when I was in the hospital, and then she put flowers in there, and then she had all these brushes sticking out of it, like this, and a flower arrangement. Isn't this cute?
I bet they weren't Sherpa brushes, were they?
No, that's back in the day, you know. But look at that. Isn't that a darling? Don't you love that? I think that is the coolest bowl, and that was a happily, Cinnamon and the kids made that for me. That was in the hospital like about, I don't know, it was about 6 years ago. I woke up one day and had half the vision in one eye just gone. I was just looking through gray, and they went in for tests, and it turned out that a public service announcement that apparently I had a miniature stroke in one eye from not rubbing my eyes in the morning when you got up. You're supposed to, when you get up, rub your eyes.
I do.
And I quit doing that years ago because somebody said when you rub your eyes, that's how you get cold germs in them. So as a habit, I just gave up ever rubbing my eyes. You know, they really have to
get their act together.
You know, they say, now this is true, they say that every about 5 years, 5 to 6 years, whatever you can do before that's wrong.
Which is true.
You know, that they keep changing. And if you don't think that's true, watch how they've upgraded the computers. Did you know, you guys, this is true story, thank you for hanging out for this, that we know how many beans and how many potatoes the people ate in the Civil War. We have records for that. Not that anybody cares, but we don't know what they ate during the Vietnam War because all those records were on computers that no longer work and they have no way to give information. So they don't know. and you don't want to hear something else even scarier? You can buy a book, say written 200 years ago. So you go to an antique store and find a book that was published like 200 years ago. And you know, another 100 years, you're going to still be able to read it. But did you know books published in the last 50 years, within 100 years, you won't be able to read them at all because the paper's just going to disintegrate? Of course,
That's why I have a Kindle.
I have a Kindle, you know, assuming, you know, I'm just saying it's very interesting. The technology is very, very interesting. Look at John with these. How many are you doing, John, hon?
166.
166. Wow. No, I haven't been counting them. I think that's pretty exciting for fast giveaway, don't you? I mean, I think that's very exciting. Thank you very much. This is fun.
Hope we're having buffering. I'm not looking. I have no idea if we're still on the air.
Well, why don't I do this? I'll do this. You go look. John, I can do this. Look at this. This is how much we have to go.
I'm going to check those numbers.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can awful lot.
Are you sure? All right. All right. I'm doing this.
The last number should be 166. What number are you on right now?
Oh,
the last three.
107?
Yeah, you're good. Keep going.
All right. You guys, isn't this exciting? I mean, here we're doing this.
Yeah, we're not good. Okay, I'm back looking at the screen for a moment while she's doing that so I can monitor things. Let me change glasses so I can
All right.
see.
So, I mean, that's the thing. And let's tell you about acrylic painting. Acrylic paints are the most archival thing. That means, for those of you English is second language, archival means going to last forever kind of thing, right?
I know what archival is.
Well, but if you didn't speak English and it was your second language, you can't just be throwing words out here to people without giving explanations. This is one of the things I used to hate about being in France, and I could speak a little French because in spite of my rebellion over there in Switzerland, I did learn a little. And I can also do French cooking too. I just pissed off the teachers.
But see, okay, we could do all the electronic hand, you know, they say, why don't you just use a random number on the internet, go pick a number. Guys, we're artists. We use our fingers. We're tactful. We need to touch these things. Jennifer made a donation while we were gone. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Sorry.
She's sitting there going,
I mean,
yeah, these people are so poor, they can't afford a random number.
Hey, wait a minute. We have a question. I see a question.
Oh, good.
Why is there long-handled and short-handled brushes? An artist's choice, or what's the deal?
Well, the idea between a long-handled brush and a short-handled brush is that when you're when you're painting upright on an easel, all right, you're standing back a little bit and you're kind of doing this with it, right? And a short-handled brush is generally for when you're getting up closer on it. So that would be, and then I've seen some brushes for, you know, plein air painting, and they're long as a yardstick. And I think that you have to understand that back in the day before there were glasses, and then people had glasses even, you know, 100 years before Van Gogh, there were glasses. But, you know, I don't know, but people like to back up from a painting and kind of look at it. You know, you got to back up because whatever you do, you're supposed to back up and kind of look at what you're doing, okay? This is the trick. You got to do that. And so you want the, but I think for sure you should give kids short-handled brushes. Oh, you know, make it easier for them to handle. No pun intended. But
very funny.
he's just tearing here as we go. How sad is this? We're just talking. This
is instead of dead air, you know, we're on a radio.
This is like watching grass grow, isn't it? Except it's more exciing. So we'll answer more questions. So we
can't answer. I'm over here now.
Well, I could make up some questions and answer.
They wouldn't know the difference, right? They have no idea what's going on.
Well, I'll make up some questions. So the question is, so then what happened when you were in college, right? So so when I was in college, I was taking these art classes, and I was taking these basic design classes. And the one class that really was confusing to me is we had to make a box, and we had to put some objects in the box, in like a kind of a shadow box, some kind of thing, and some sort of design that was pleasing. And man, I mean, it was just too vague for me, man. I had no idea what the guy was talking about, you know? So I went and got a box. That, you ever seen those Chinese takeout containers or with the things they put goldfish in? You know, they have the little wire. I actually made one from scratch. I didn't actually buy a box. I actually made the box. And then I took a mobile, kind of some wire, and I made 3 goldfish. And I hung it down from this in 3 different directions. And my feeling was at some point those fish were bound to be in the correct position that was pleasing. He thought I was just a smart aleck. I thought it was genius, man. At some point, you know, they're going to be in the right position.
Absolutely. The odds.
And he thought I did such a good job on the box, he thought I'd bought the takeout box. I actually made it myself. It was great skill. And I had those little fishies in there, and I just thought it was really clever. You know, John's going to screw them. I get to screw them. I get to do that. Oh, you get to do that. I get to do that. Man, he just takes all the toys. All right, they're going to close off our show tonight, reminding you that next week we're going to be painting, right? Next week, so we won't be live next week, but listen, please, you know, tune in and
please watch anyway.
And please watch and comment and all that stuff. You know, this is what, can you see that? That's what we're painting?
No, not really.
Why not?
Because you're on the wrong side. There. Now we can see
this
it.
This is what we're painting next week. This will be Tuesday if you want to turn around and try to hunt.
That Tuesday or Monday?
That was Tuesday. Monday was the Halloween one.
What's Monday? Oh, the
Monday
bird.
was the birds. This was
oh yeah.
Was this one with the swamp, and you don't have to put the birds in because the perfect light painting. I show you how to do some palette knife with the sunset. I thought this was kind of cool. This is Mondays. This is Tuesdays. This is what we're doing for our lesson on for our members.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. What's next week, John?
Next week
where's the still life? That's cool. It's right there. Can you grab it for me? I'll show that real quick.
Yeah, it's right next to me. Here.
Well, I can't move. I'm tucked.
You can't move.
You said I'm tucked to a wire. I can't move. Can I move? You said I'm not to move. I totally didn't you believe him when he said I couldn't move? I believed him, right? I believed him. There he goes with this stuff. Yeah.
Are you not going to be getting paint on this,
right? Oh, stop it. Whoops.
What is with you, my poor camera?
All right, so this is, you see this? All right, this is our still life from one of the old dead guys. This is going to be next week for our members. This is a 16 by 14 by 20, something like that. What is this?
14 by 20 is not a size. 12 by 16 comes to mind.
12 by 16, I lied. Okay, yeah, so that's what it is, right? And we varnished it already. That's why you see it. So this is in our start of our kitchen series. This will be for our members. The following week, we're doing the Thomas Kincaid looking painting in the Thomas Kincaid style for this week because like that. That's this week's and next week's for our members. All right, so drum roll, please. The first one we're going to draw for is...
Wait.
What?
I got to zoom in there.
All right, zoom in. The first one we're going to draw for is double pumpkins.
Twin pumpkins.
Twin pumpkins. That's it. Twin pumpkins, like Twin Peaks. Remember that show?
Yeah.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was weird. We like it when you come to our party. All right, so I've got one. Whirling it around.
You can see how she's not even looking in the bowl.
I'm not looking. I'm just drawing around. Here's the number.
Here it is. Here. Hold it up for the screen. Over
it
here.
is.
No.
731.
Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
Wait. 150.
150. That's this right there. 150. 150. That's for this one.
Okay, 150. Who is right 150? Scrolling through. I have a winner.
Which is?
Copper Test is the email.
Copper Test?
Well, that's all I brought over was the email.
The email, if it was your email, Copper Test, and if you want to write to make sure we have your address so we can mail this to you, and what name are we supposed to use for that? Do you know?
I'm looking that up now.
Okay, she's looking that up now. Let's see what names, because we got two little signs here. We want to put something on here or do something fun.
Pumpkin Becca, Bekah. She goes by Rebecca.
So she wants Becca. She wants Becca,
Bekah.
I can do that.
Okay, so Miss Rebecca, send us using that same form, if you would.
Yeah.
Go back and give us your mailing address, please.
All right, Becca, watch how fast this happens. Let me just write this on something else so I know what we're writing.
Wait. Write it so I can see what you're going to put.
What am I going to write it on?
Why did I put right on the back of the ticket?
Oh, I could do that too. Good thought. B, what?
Not B what?
B-E-K-A, what?
B-E-K-A-H. Becca. Apparently you didn't know Rebecca.
But I've never heard of it, B-E-K-A-H.
Oh, yeah, that's a fancy spelling.
What?
Hey, wait.
What?
You have two signs.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it on both signs?
And then over here, I'm going to put 2017.
Ooh.
And then down here, I'm going to put cook.
Ooh.
And then we'll put the red slash through the name. Because this is Cook Official. Do you like it? There you go. So Becca, that is yours. All right, let's draw for the next one.
That was exciting. I loved it.
That was exciting. Thank you. All right.
Number two.
So here, number 2. So this is we're drawing for the next one.
Wait a minute. 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 Back it up. Zooming out. Okay.
All right.
Ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, I like that one a lot. Maybe Sammy. Did Sammy get a number in there? I bet he did.
No, he didn't get a number. So family members don't count. All right. So we got this. We got a number. We got one here like this.
Do we?
Yeah, we got one, and the number is 113.
113. Let me write down first what Becca got. She got the
with
twins.
The pumpkin and the spiders. Yeah.
And 113 goes to. I have no idea. Single. I have to look this one up. And we guarantee next time we will be better at this because we're going to be prepared.
Thank you guys for letting us play here. You're our test subjects here. Yeah. Yeah, and this goes to.
It's not copying it. Hold on.
We're holding on, and I have a surprise, John. Did you see how I started to paint the little pumpkin on here in this one? Someone's going to win both of these, and you can take this and try to paint this yourself. How's that? And I give you the sketch. Look at that. Somebody's going to win this one, too. How cool is that? We're going to give away 3 tonight because we dragged this on. We're so sorry. So I'm going to sign this one, and someone's going to win this, too.
Why is this not copying? Here we go.
Got it?
Suvan. S-U-V-A-N.
S-U what?
S-U. It's Sue Lynn Van. And she wants Happy Halloween.
She wants Happy Halloween?
Yes.
I can do that. I'm empowered to do that.
So, Sue Lynn, congratulations. And please use the contact us form.
How do you spell Halloween?
I would spell it Halloween.
I thought so, but it never is good to. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Please sign it and put the red slash. Or orange. Or you should do an orange slash. You have an orange pocket pen there.
Yeah. Happy Halloween, like that.
Make it Halloweeny.
Okay. All right, you guys, you two, you're getting that one, right, like that, with the little spiders, right?
So I hope.
How cute is that? And then we're going to do one more for the Pumpkin Patch Kid, and then the sketch. That was Sue Lynn, right, like that?
Sue Lynn.
Do I need to write that on her ticket?
Sue Lynn Van. Van D. Sand.
And remember, you've got to send us your address so we can mail these to you. And we don't care, if you're in Europe or wherever, we'll still send you one. All right, last one we're going to do for you guys. We appreciate it very much. And this took a little longer than we thought. We sort of drug this out. So this is the sketch I just did while we were waiting for John. Here's our Pumpkin Patch Kid. And he's part of our, in case, again, I'm going to show you, you can create, once you understand that, you can create these great little scenes. See, isn't that cute? And decorate them yourself. You know what I'm talking about. So, all right, one more bowl of things. Let's just, one more person.
What are they winning?
They're winning this painting and the little sketch that goes with it, and they can try to paint their own.
They get a twofer?
They get a twofer.
Whoa.
Twofer. All right, so we're going to win this. Normally we, so this is kind of original Ginger Cook artwork, right?
Original.
So as opposed, yeah, there you go. So here we go. I've got a number. And
it's upside down.
Upside down, and it's
105?
105.
105.
And we'd like to know what they would like on their sign.
Is there a sign on that one?
There's 2 signs, so yeah, we'll put something on their sign too.
I bet you're all anticipating that you are the winner.
Yeah.
Giovanna. If Giovanna is too long, Jojo is good too. How big of sign you got?
How do you spell Giovanna?
Giovanna.
That's not our friend in Italy, is it?
I do not know the answer to that question.
All right. So Giovanna is that one. All right, I can do that, right? I'm going to write that on here. G-I-O-V-A-N-N-A.
So Giovanna, I hope you're still out there. We need to have your email. I guess I can write these people, can't I?
Giovanna, I'm going to write 2017.
This is the twofer.
Yep, and there's Cook. All right, so that's, you guys, that was the twofer. Thank you very much for hanging out there with us. Please subscribe to our channel. Tell others about us. We know we always have a good time when you play with us, and I understand that everybody can watch live, and we're sorry for some of our friends that you know, are overseas, that this is like the middle of the night for them, so we apologize, but we hope you learned a little bit about painting pumpkins and how to get into college a year early when you go to boarding school.
And other such fun tips.
And that's fun tips, and isn't it wonderful that you know, I grew up and didn't become a juvenile delinquent because I certainly was on my way.
I just want you to pause for a moment and look at her work area, folks. That is the sign of a working genius.
There you go. Yep. Well, all right, Becca. There's Becca's. There's Giovanna's. I mean, how fun is that? And we've got the little spiders here coming down, and you understand now
how many
about
people
doing
are still with us? I don't even know. Anybody know how many people are still watching?
I don't know. I give up. How many people are still watching?
200, no. 238. Still hanging in there.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. We wish we had more to give away, but we appreciate the fact that you hung in there. And we're going to start doing more of this as we do our live shows. I think it's kind of fun. We got a lot of these little small canvases, and I'll be trying to use those as demos and paint something and mail them out because we appreciate you guys.
And we can do the little ones pretty cheap everywhere. Hey, one thing we do want to show up before we leave. I worked so hard, with Ginger and I worked so hard on creating this village winter scene. I have that up there now, the winter scene. Yeah, our winter scene. Yeah, look at that, because you can, those are not, you don't have to be a member to get those. So members get 20% off all downloadable videos. The difference between a downloadable video is that when you buy a video you download, you own it forever. You don't, if you're doing a monthly subscription, when your subscription ends, if you decide to drop it, then you don't have access to the lessons anymore, all right? But when you buy the lesson, you own it forever. And also if you're traveling and you want to go somewhere, and you don't necessarily have access to the internet, but you still have a computer, you can still keep the lesson and paint. So it's kind of very advantageous. And all these little Christmas scenes like this are, the little village pieces like this, they're all available as downloadable lessons. And you buy 2 at a time, and if you're a member, you get 20% off. But how you get that, and when you say a member, that's a member of GingerCookLive.gallery, one of our, even a weekly member, it's still a good deal. It's still actually a savings to become a weekly member and ask for your discount codes, because you get 20% off any of our downloadable videos. All right, folks, we're going to call it a night because it's been 2 hours.
Thank you.
And we only had one bad buffering a half hour into it.
Okay, so we appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much for joining us. It was a fun evening, and next time we'll be a little bit more organized. No, not really. It's us. Good night, Ginger.
See you live in 2 weeks.
Or, yeah.
Or longer. Yeah,
or
2
sooner.
weeks.
Who knows? Good night, everyone. Why is my thumb? Oh, that's Mondays, Tuesdays. Here we go. There we go. Night.